Okay, guys, we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. My name is Kevin Madison, and I will be your friendly, what am I going to be here? Operations manager, I guess, today. Because today, we are going to be playing a very special one-shot, or at least part of the first start of the adventure, playing Modiphius Entertainment's outstanding Achtung, Cthulhu 2d20. This is the most recent version of a role-playing game set in their Achtung, Cthulhu setting. This is a revision, a slight tweaking to the history of the original setting that was published for Savage Worlds and one of the, I think, 6th edition of Call to Cthulhu. And we will be playing one of their pre-made modules, one of the nice little PDF releases they get periodically, one called Operation Snowstorm. And with me today are the stars of today's session, the soldiers who will be taking up arms in the secret war. I'll go the order. I've got you guys on the screen here. Why don't you tell us who you are, who you're playing, and what is your familiarity with Achtung Cthulhu? First up, we've got George.
Hey everybody, I'm George. I am playing Etienne Louis Venier, who is an occultist and a spiritual leader who was raised by a cult, and he is French-Canadian. I've played many, not quite all, but many of the 2d20 games Modiphius put out, all of which I have loved and enjoyed, and this one I think though may be my favorite. I love the setting, but rules-wise, mechanics-wise, I feel like it really flows well. So I enjoy it in both ways.
It's a testament to them willing to learn from iteration, that each of the different games published in this is a very different thing, and they've tried out different things or adopted good lessons learned from other ones. So I 100% agree with that. Next up is David.
Hi everyone, I'm David. I'll be playing Dr. Elias Gottlieb Stein. I've not played Achtung Cthulhu, but I've run Conan 2d20 a bit. So I know the system, but not this iteration of it. So I'm quite looking forward to exploring this one.
Outstanding. You do get a fortune point every time you scream out, Crom! So that'll be good. Next up is Darren.
Yeah, Darren here. I'm playing Albert Jinfer, who is a engineer boffin, a Canadian, and I'm a 2d20 system virgin. I haven't played any of the systems, so this will be an experience.
Excellent. So the last name is actually pronounced Ginther, and it is named, this is a quasi-fantastical ancestor for a good buddy of mine and someone some of us have played with on the channel, Chad Ginther.
Okay.
Yeah, your character also comes from a small town of Morden, Manitoba. It's not quite Bifrost, but still pretty good. Next up is Sean.
Hey, I'm playing Lieutenant Travis McNear, Commander, Military Officer, the only American on the team, I think. I've played quite a bit of 2d20. I've been recently running quite a bit of Achtung Cthulhu. Ran the Quick Start, ran Operation Vanguard. I'm running Operation Vanguard, so yeah, good. Enjoy. So I haven't played much. I haven't played too much of Achtung Cthulhu, so good to
Excellent. And last, but certainly not least, is Carl.
Hello, I'm Carl, and I'm playing Sergeant Robert Bob Miller. He is a Canadian deadly commando who is also a veteran of the Great War, so I guess he's a little older. I have a bit of experience with 2d20. I've played many different types of games, what Kevin alluded to earlier, and I really enjoy Achtung Cthulhu. I think it finds a good balance between narrative and crunch in this iteration of the 2d20, and I've run the Quick Start, and I'd like to run more, and I played in Kevin's previous Shadow of Atlantis preview, which was awesome.
Excellent. Yeah, it's. I would agree with everything that everyone said that's positive about this. I mean, Achtung Cthulhu is my favorite iteration of the 2d20 system thus far. It's been, the few sessions we ran, and then we ran briefly a like 6-part Star Wars thing where I hacked this game to play with Star Wars, and it was a lot of fun. No one died in it, unfortunately, so
You can't win them all.
No, you really can't. You guys did blow up a bar, so there's
Try
that.
Try harder.
Nice.
At least there were explosions. That's the important thing.
There was definitely a lot of explosions. There was a hidden Ilsamari lizard. Mm-hmm. It was a lot of fun. I got to have an Ithorian too. I hope you guys don't mind. I've put an Ithorian into this adventure as well too. It's a little anachronistic, but
I just assumed you would.
Owlbear.
Yeah.
Exactly. Let's put all my favorite stuff in a horrific game.
Fang Dragon. and killer frogs.
Exactly. Yep. That hits all the Madison bingo cards. So that works. So for this game, this is as a caution. One of the things they say multiple times in the adventure is that they suggest you don't play your regular characters in it. One of the ways where Achtung Cthulhu does differ from, say, standard Call of Cthulhu is the lethality of the game is substantially lower. You have a lot of different, like, not only the game mechanics itself, but also you have safety rails in the form of, like, fortune points and a bunch of other things to keep your character from actually dying. There's also, your characters become defeated. No, I'm confusing it with a different game. You die. Yeah, you fucking die in this game. But this particular adventure, they suggest you do not play your regular characters or you warn your players beforehand. So this is a very deadly adventure. So be cautious with your, I mean, as much as you can be going up a mountain in a blizzard. So
Right.
bear that in mind. So guys, our session opens. I think that none of you know one another, but our session opens with all of you, let's see here, traveling on a train loaded with mining equipment and sent on your merry way. Inside your private compartment, you have an opportunity to look at one another and study each over. You can tell from the way that people wear their uniforms that some of your traveling companions are certainly more comfortable dressed in this manner than what others are. For instance, the man with the sergeant stripes, I actually don't know if the Canadian military has stripes for their sergeants, but whatever. It's a fictional world anyway. They may have unicorns to market. Sergeant Miller, he definitely has the look of someone who has, lives in his uniform. And Private Ginther, likewise. Ginther wears his uniform like he's someone who has been through more than just basic training and is comfortable in it. In contrast, the uniforms worn by the people with no military designations, Dr. Gottlieb Stein and Monsieur Vernier, both of you have the look of freshly pressed shirts, or perhaps shirts that still have the creases in them when the quartermaster handed them out to you, folded up and ready to go. The most curious thing in this train heading up the BC coast in the middle of winter is the presence of an American. And that American has a folder, a manila folder in his hands. He seems to have been the first one. Oh, there we go. Thank you very much. I have friends who are in the reserves, and they would be fucking disgusted with my lack of.
It actually looks cool. I love that, the way the chevrons look with the paper.
Oh, nice. I can't look at it. It'll take over the thing, but I'll take a look at on the break.
Yeah.
What you can see is that McNear, Lieutenant McNear, was the first one on the train, and he's also the one who has 5 sets of folded camo or winter fatigues sitting next to him. As you each come on here, you take your seats and boom, you're rolling off. This is not a train that is really designed for passengers. It is designed for transporting gear up to, I'm trying to tell them, Anna, jeez. Always a backseat DM. The train really transports mining gear or the output of the mines in northern BC to and from. The year is 1944. It is the winter of 1944, and things are, things are progressing definitely in the on the war front. Perhaps it would be actually the winter of 1943, because it's got to be more. That is a more desperate time than I think the winter of 44. So, as you were heading up, Travis or Lieutenant McNear, you hand out a folder to each of the, or a manila folder to each of the operatives who join you on the train. And this is a small compartment. It's really meant to transport, perhaps crews that are going up. So you're all sort of crammed in together, and it's bitter cold outside too. The further you go north, the worse that is likely to get. As you open it up, there is a letter within, and there are photographs of an outpost. It's marked top secret, but it shows a dull gray building surrounded by a low wall and watch posts. And you can see there are some notes on current research, but only 1 in every 10 words are visible. Plus some that seem to fight their way deep from within forgotten ruins to seal away. What is this? No. Some that don't. That seem to be pushing through. Why don't we have Lieutenant McNear read the letter?
That means I got to figure out my accent, my bad accent of some kind.
It's going to be a little hard for you. Try and struggle with a West Coast U.S. accent, John.
Well, see, I was going to go with something a little more southern, but
nice. Yeah, do it. Absolutely.
Good morning, agents. You are currently bound for the mining town of Dunley, located in sunny British Columbia. Several miles outside of town, the majestic research outpost Epsilon 3 has gone dark. Our eyes on the ground have identified a severe blizzard in the area, and we suspect this may be the cause of the break in communications. Now, your mission is to travel to the outpost, reestablish contact, and ensure work continues. If there are internal complications, extract the research and return it to HQ. Once you arrive, head to the nearby store Harold's Hunting Goods and meet with Sharat Harel using the code phrase, "The sun looks beautiful today." He will act as your point of reference for the duration of the operation. Harel will issue you supplies as well as the location of Outpost Epsilon 3. Good luck, Major Ross.
Nice. Also, even on a gaming product, I can't tell you how much it puts my fucking teeth on edge to see that period or full stop outside of the quotation marks.
Yeah.
So, that is, you are all able to read that over as McNear reads this out. None of you have seen one another, but you knew that this was the type of mission that you were being sent on. Now, this is a majestic outpost because there is a great deal of cooperation between the allied parties, but technically, it is, most of you act or work for Section M, not for because you are still, while not part of the British Empire, you are part of the Commonwealth. So, I believe that everyone also is Canadian in one way or the other, the characters, except for Lieutenant McNear. None of you are like British. Oh, except for Dr. Gottlieb Stein, who actually has a very distinctive accent.
Yes, you call this sunny? I have not been this cold since leaving Munich.
Nice. Adjust his big burly coat.
Yeah.
So you guys have time to chat with one another if you choose to. Otherwise, do you feel that any of your characters are particularly chatty Cathys, or would be inclined to try and get to know your colleagues, or is everyone here with the business of Majestic and or Section M on their mind?
You said I have clothes to hand out, Kevin?
Yeah, there's winter fatigues available for everyone. I posted about that in Discord, but the winter fatigues are a piece of worn clothing. When donned, they reduce the difficulty of any skill test to resist the effects of extreme cold weather by 1. They can be worn over other light clothing, but they count as a minor item when they're worn this way. If the winter fatigues are badly damaged, they will cease to offer the difficult reduction, but will still count as a minor item, so you get none of the benefit and all the burden. Yeah, I think from the phrasing of it, I think you can wear just the winter fatigues and not have it count as a minor item. So if you choose to have that as your only clothing, then you can have that on. If you have any other kind of clothing underneath that, then it will count as a minor item. That is important because when you do anything that's on your character sheet is what you are starting with. Those are what's called personal items. You don't need to spend any of your requisition points to obtain them, and you don't need to have. They do, however, take up space on for you. The rules for encumbrance are on. Where is it here? Not in vehicles. You guys will not be able to carry vehicles. On page 98 of the rulebook, and they are in the PDF is in the game as well. You will see what you have access to once you reach Dunley. So, anyone have anything they wish to say or ask about or chat about as on the way up, or is everyone's mind?
Says, "Warm troops are happy troops," and he passes out the gear.
Yep. Okay.
Dr. Elias will ask if anyone putting his glasses right, so take out a notepad and just to make this easier, if anyone has any allergies, previous medical procedures I should be aware of, any preferences for treatments, anything I should be aware of when it comes to patching you together, which hopefully we won't have to.
Next of kin.
Blood O positive, doctor. O positive.
I got that feeling from you, yes. Yeah, so he'll just sort of make small talk and ask about anything he might need to know should it come to.
Okay. Anyone else have anything their characters would be asking about?
I possess no allergies, but you may become allergic to me.
Sounds very ominous.
Stay a bit back.
That kills the conversation. Everybody goes and quiet after.
Yeah. He's a weirdo.
Mutter something about it.
He's a very strange guy, and he has his uniform on. Well, maybe that's what it is, but no, it's more than that. I think the only thing differently that you notice about him, other than the sort of creased uniform that clearly, obviously, has not been worn very much, or if at all, is that there is some kind of necklace or something on around his neck, but you can't see what it is. But it's clearly there. You can see, and every once in a while he puts his hand to his chest, sort of absent-mindedly.
Yeah, I think Bob is just observing, looking at everyone, seeing who's going to be a liability if shit hits the fan. So you might have to rescue, type of thing.
I wonder how many missions that Sergeant Bob's been on where he or perhaps he and one other are the only ones returning.
That's possible. He is veteran of the Great War, so that is a strong possibility with all of that, all the stuff that went down in France. And
Vimy, Passchendaele. There's a lot of Canadian fatalities during both of those. The weathered and older experienced guy doesn't seem to be wanting to chat. George, go ahead.
I have one other thing, just because I want to start out giving you some threat. So I have these bizarre insights. I think as I'm thinking about now, I've now heard what the mission is, and I have whatever limited amount of information I have about any of things going on. So I don't really know anything, but I'm wondering if I might have an insight, which is manifested in the game rules this way. Once per scene, you may generate one threat to obtain information without passing a skill test.
Nice. So what kind of information?
For me, it's sort of like a thing that sort of happens like automatically. It's a flash. So I think it's just the idea of I have a location. I've been given a location. And so do I have a flash of the location? Do I see anything strange, odd, ominous, or whatever, around where that location might be, but I also want to leave it up to you as well. That's what he's thinking about, but because it's a bizarre insight, that's the title of the talent. I think I should also allow you to have some control over what randomness it might be.
One, also, you don't really know what to expect from here at this point as well, so you can't. Here's what I'll give you is you are. I think that the rest of you are doing your own things. Dr. Elias, you're updating your notes and whatnot. Al, you may be checking which of your kits that you're bringing with you. Each of your kits you've got access to does count as a minor item as well. So if you're going to be hiking up into the mountains, then perhaps lugging all of those along with you. You need to kind of prioritize. McNear's maybe double checking his notes once again, and Bob is just maybe drifting off. But what you guys suddenly hear is Monsieur Vernier suddenly kind of and you had dropped off, it seems, Mr. Vernier, and what you have in your head is, for one, was it the sound of baying wolves? Something coming close, something chasing. And also, my God, are you hungry right now? Like to call it hunger pangs is really doing a disservice to the pain and nausea that you're feeling right now. Like, you need to get something to eat immediately.
So I think I wake up with my hand clasping whatever is beneath my uniform, and I just go, wolves! And then I realize where I am and what's happening, and I just stand up and go, excuse me, I'm going to go to the dining cart. And I just...
You hear a chuckle from Sergeant Bob. This is a mining transport thing. There ain't no...
There's no dining cart here?
Probably point to some rations that have been possibly brought.
Yeah. Okay, are they K rations in World War II? Is that what they're called?
Probably something.
It's not MRE. This is pre-MREs,
not
right?
MREs, yeah.
Yeah. It's probably K rations that have been broken out.
Yeah. So
I kind of look at them disdainfully for a moment. Clearly, I'm not used to roughing it or being involved in wars. But I can't help it. I am ravenously hungry, so I take it gratefully and sit back down, and I just ravage it.
Yeah, what you guys see is that as he gets down, he peels it back, and without looking for, someone's like, oh, I'll give you a spork or whatever, he's shoveling it with his hands into his mouth.
Whoa.
It's smearing. He goes through 3 rations.
Are you feeling okay, Monsieur Vernier?
What do you mean?
You seem ravenous.
And it's as if I'm realizing what I've been doing finally.
Dr. Elias, why don't we get some dice rolling? And by which I mean, why don't we get some momentum potentially going here?
Awesome.
Why don't you give us a medicine? So I think it's insight and medicine. That's what you'll be rolling. And the way that, and just because Darren's first time, here's how we start off with is basic roll is going to be 2d20s. And what is your target number then?
Be 16.
16, nice.
Inside and medicine, yeah.
Wow. So every 16 or less that he rolls, do you have any specialties?
First aid, psychiatry, and surgery.
I think psychiatry might apply here, which means that, and what's your medicine score, +5?
Yes.
So any 5 or less he rolls counts as 2 successes. Any 16 or between 6 and 16 counts as 1 success. What you can also do is give me threat to gain extra dice. So it's technically he's giving me threat to gain momentum, which is then spent on it. 1 extra dice costs 1, 2 extra dice costs 2. The second extra dice costs 2. The third extra dice costs 3. So it's an accelerating cost associated with it. So
I will happily give you 1 threat for 1 momentum for 1 bonus die.
I'll give it a good home.
And just roll in chat, I assume. Just
go in. Yeah, we don't have a character sheets for this yet. Look at that, though. That is
nice.
5 successes. So I think the difficulty of this is probably only a 2, just to judge, if Monsieur Vernier will allow you to examine him. You can judge. You didn't see anything unusual about him before. He's definitely peculiar, and perhaps a little, with a roll that good, he doesn't exhibit any obvious, perhaps some anxiety. There may be some personality issues there, but nothing obvious, no threat at least. And no different from some of the other unusual characters that you've met and served with, and as part of Majestic M, or as part of Section M. You have 3 momentum left over from that. Do you wish to spend those momentum for anything, to gain extra information? You could ask me another question. You could bank it.
I think I'll bank it all at this stage.
You got it.
I think
Okay.
Elias is happy. That seems just maybe nerves, he's traveled with strange people, as you say before, so I think I'll just bank the...
Sure. I mean, your thought obviously is tapeworm as well, too. Lord knows where, people have served all over the world at this point in the war. But hopefully not that. He did not seem to be, this sudden urge of hunger that seems unlikely to be attributed to a parasite, and would probably require laboratory testing to confirm. So, in any event, if there is nothing else you guys wish to do on the train ride, then we'll transition our scenes. And when we transition scenes, the momentum drops down by 1. So you will have 2 points of momentum. 2. You should have 2 in there, because I think you had 3 to start with, right?
Yeah, I think it just... yeah. Oh, no. Okay, and then let's do this correctly.
Perfect.
There we go.
Okay.
Awesome.
The ride is, this is like 8 hours in a train. So it's uncomfortable. And progressively, if you do peek your head outside, the weather seems to be getting progressively worse the further north that you travel. When you slowly pull into the small town of Dunley, and you slide open the heavy doors, you are immediately struck by the bitter cold and biting winds that assail this town. The station you arrive at is small and unmanned, and there is a cardboard sign stuck over the station attendant's booth from the inside, all frosted over at the edges, that reads "Closed due to weather." When you step out, you can feel the wind, like the air almost sucked out of your lungs. The biting wind. Who has put on their winter fatigues?
Yep.
I would have done it if somebody in the group had told me to, but I'm kind of oblivious to things like that, sort of normal, regular things that a normal person would think about.
Okay.
I think Lieutenant McNear would be looking after things like that. Like you want to get those on now.
Yeah. So would Bob. Bob would be like, "This is the guy."
Yeah.
I am not sure what you mean, sir. And then I put the fatigues on.
Yeah.
I know what you mean, but he doesn't.
Yeah.
But you know what? I think when I'm doing that, I think you get a glimpse of the medallion that I am wearing.
What's that look like?
And, well, I found an image, but I don't know the best way to give it to you other than to put it into Discord.
Give me 1 second. Here, I'll tell you how to do this. Is if you
great.
got it
Is there a way to do that
saved
now?
as a thing.
I have a file. Yep.
Yep. Here we go. And it'll be. I can't remember. Oh, at M. There we go. I think this is correct. I just don't know how to spell medallion, apparently.
Is it?
Gotta love when you misspell shit on stream. You frickin' moron. Okay, here we go. So I've saved Monsieur Vernier's medallion as a handout. You should be able to edit that, and then you can add the image.
Oh, cool.
All right. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you can drag and drop now. That's right.
You can?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
Should be able to drag it.
All right. Give me 1 second here. I'm going to drag it over into here. Edit. Oh, wow. Has this always been that? And I just didn't. Oh, man. I'm way behind, about 6 years behind on Roll20. Okay, here we go. It is uploading. Hopefully. Oh, no. Try it again. Hold on.
You got to save it afterwards, too.
I did. I think I hit save too early. I think I hadn't finished uploading yet.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So, but I can let you go on while I don't want to. I don't want to delay the the continuation of the adventure as this.
So let us know once it's loaded. We'll share with because I can hit it, so I share with everyone. Let's see here. There we go. It's up.
Coming. Yeah.
Beautiful. So guys, this. Very cool. All right.
And then he gets covered up again by the fatigues, winter fatigues.
Have I seen that before?
I think. So George, do you have an idea of what do you think that might mean?
So I was raised by a cult.
No, then let's do this. Let's have. Sergeant Bob, do you have any? What is it? Occult?
I do not have a cult.
Hold on here. What?
But if it's
I think it's a speciality of or focus of academia.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah. And again,
No.
guys,
Academics
publishers of skill-based games, put your fucking skill list on the DM screen.
I know.
Yeah, that's a good
I have
idea.
my DM screen right here for everything else except for that one thing that it doesn't have.
Well, if you've got space where you're putting a bunch of random encounter tables, like why the fuck is that on there? Just put. Oh my goodness.
I agree. It's there's many.
It's not just them. Yeah, like
many
almost
you can do it,
every.
yeah.
It's a rarity.
If I've seen it, if it's like a European thing, or I might have seen it when I was deployed in the European theater. I have Veteran of the Great War.
I think it's you.
Lower
Yeah.
the difficulty.
Oh, definitely.
But I don't have any
yeah.
skills. I don't have any. I mean, it would just probably just be a straight
So here's what I think. Yeah, it'll be.
reason or whatever, which is bad. Reason or insight.
Yeah, I think. Let's say. I think insight and if you don't have any points in academia, just that. We'll set the difficulty at a 3, but because you're a veteran, we'll reduce that down to 2. That truth will come in. So do you want to give me any momentum or any threat?
Yeah, I'll give you a threat.
Okay. So roll 3 dice.
Let's see if I set this up correctly.
Okay. So the way, just Darren, so you know what the way that worked is difficulty started at a 3 for it because Sergeant Miller's got a truth that applies there. It reduces the difficulty down to a 2.
Oh.
All right. So and what's your? Whoa, that's not great.
I have no idea. Yeah, I have no idea.
So you see that, but I mean, whatever. Another weird thing. Maybe it's a keepsake. Yeah, you get them zipped up and you're good to go. Private Gether, did you put on your fatigues as well?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. As soon as Bob put them on, I'd have followed suit.
Okay. So, apart from the cold in your face, you guys were otherwise kept quite warm by virtue of the fatigues. And if you step out, let me move us over. I think I've got something that'll give you an idea. Where did I put it? Oh, yeah. This is a much bigger town than what Dudley or Dunley would be in 1943, but it gives you an idea of just how much snow. And it is, in fact, even more in here. I just couldn't find good nighttime photos of blizzards. You can see there are vehicles that are snowed in by drifts. Like, it is unreal. It's also bitter cold as the snow is all swirling around you. And what would you guys like to do? The station itself seems to have, there is no sign of life in there whatsoever.
I don't see the car that should be picking us up. Were they not?
we're walking.
We're walking?
Lieutenant looks at
Possibly.
the sergeant like, you got this guy? And then...
Yeah, I'll look at him.
Okay.
Nod my head. We don't want you to get lost. Is it Doctor
Etienne.
Veneer?
You can call me by my Christian name, Etienne.
Etienne? Yeah, this way, I think. There's no locals around, you said, right?
Yeah, you step out onto the platform and you look back and forth, and like there's no lights on in the station. There's that sign saying it's closed due to weather. And looking around, there's not a living soul. And then, in fact, there's not even any tracks to suggest that people are out in this.
Wow. Any idea, Lieutenant, where this Hunnell's is?
Is there any indication which way town is, Kevin? Or, like
Harold's?
It looks like there's some lights through the snow a little further down.
Okay.
It'll be
Yeah.
difficult to to sort of navigate down here. The one who is likely the most familiar with this kind of climate is likely Private Ginther. Private Ginther, you grew up in experiencing pre-climate change Manitoba winters. So this minus 42 below, for 3 months at a stretch is not an unusual thing for you. You step out and that seems to be the direction. There are lights on, like street lights on, towards where the main street is, but this is like most small towns of the time. There's going to be their high street or their main street that is the main thoroughfare, and then that's probably where all the storefronts are. This is just an aside, because I know this adventure was written by British authors. For the Americans, do you guys call it your main street? Do you call it a main street or do you call it a high street?
Main Street, I think.
Main.
Yeah, us as well too. It's funny because they refer to it as the high street, and I'm like, that's probably you'd call it high street, right, Darren?
As it should be, yeah.
Invented the fucking language. That's interesting.
But it's not necessarily like the highest point, though.
Maybe this is what we're discussing as we trudge along in the snow.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
The differences between, because Dr. Gottlieb Stein, if he learned his English from any British things, he likely would refer to it as a high street as well.
Yeah.
Oh, this is probably true.
Mm-hmm. So, as you guys are, what do you guys wish to do then? That seems to be.
Mr. Ginther, are you confident it's down that way? What do you think?
I'm pretty sure it's this way. I'll also be looking at like power cables and that to see if there's any damage or any issues. So that might throw me off because the light, the power's out in that end, and so I'll just be looking for any obvious signs.
Yeah.
That my
No, it looks like
brain would be thinking.
And if you test any of the doors, there are doors that are normally open in the station to the public for them to be able to go in. They're aware of what the weather conditions are like, and people aren't expected to just wait on the platform. But if you test the doors, they are locked up as well, and you can kind of poke your head on the window and look inside. No lights inside either. It does seem like there is, this thing is just shut down for the weather. So you guys start trudging your way off through the snow. You cannot see any. Well, why don't we do this? Actually, let's take advantage of this to give a what do you call it? To get some momentum going.
Orienteering? Or
yeah, I think. Well, first off, just for checking for power lines, why don't you give us a it'll be observation, insight and observation, please, for Private Ginther.
Yeah.
And then, so you start at 2 dice. Do you wish to give me any threat? I think the difficulty here is probably going to be at 2, just a standard difficulty.
We have momentum too. So
yes.
We can grab.
So instead of giving me threat, you could take one of those momentum to add 1 extra dice to you, or you could take both of those and give me 1 threat and add 2 dice to your dice roll.
I'll take 1 momentum because we'll probably lose 1 moving from the scene anyway. So,
okay.
I'll go for that.
Okay.
So it should be.
So it's 3 dice, and then what you're rolling against your insight plus your. Now, do you have any specialties for seeing or sight?
I've got observation plus 2, but hearing.
Hearing, okay,
is my specialty. So.
Okay, so go in. Oh, Darren, it's very good of you to
free threat.
Yes.
Yeah. To give us the opportunity to talk about complications. Yeah. Complications start when you're rolling a 20, but more dangerous things you do may have a wider complication range. A complication is just a negative. It doesn't impact your success or failure. It's a negative externality that happens from that. But what you can always do is just say, take threat. Instead of suffering a complication, you can choose to just give me 2 threat. So, and threat, it may seem like it's sort of an adversarial thing, as if like I'm getting points, you're getting points. Threat is the mechanic that makes, is a kind of like, it's the grease that keeps the wheels of the game going properly. It allows me to make, bosses feel like actual boss fights and whatnot. It also is a fun way of adding tension. When you see that threat pool get bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
So, what you got there is 2 successes, so you did get a success. There is nothing, you can see where the power line is running from the main line into the building, and like there's no malfunctions there whatsoever. What a complication could be would be like perhaps you might stumble and fall, you know, perhaps you might lose a boot, or perhaps something worse might happen to you. What you can do is say, I don't want any of that shit to happen, just take 2 threat. So what do you think?
Yeah, we'll go with a threat for this point.
You got it.
Yeah.
Oops, I just cheated. There we go. Okay. So yes, you see that. Then, Sean, you're not wrong. So now let's talk about group tests, guys. The way group tests work is generally, unless it's an extended test where you're all working together, for this adventure, one of you guys will pick the task, and then other people can assist them. So in this case, if you're looking for Harold's hunting goods, it's going to be rolling an insight plus observation with a specialty or focus on sight with a difficulty of 1. One person can choose to take the lead. I'll say any number of you can choose to aid that. And if you're aiding with them, what you do is you roll 1d20, and then you see what your success would be with that stuff. If the person taking the lead succeeds, you get to add your successes in as well.
As assistants, can we use different skills, or is it the same?
No, this is really kind of, I don't think any of you guys have been here before, so there's not really, if you have, normally, yes, you're right, like you can use other skills to assist, and I like that kind of creative endeavor. In this case,
I was going to pitch survival orienteering. That was my
this is a town you're in, you're trying to find a town, you know.
I have one possibility, Kevin, and if this doesn't work either, that's fine, but I have a talent called Did the Reading. So once per scene, you may use academia instead of any other skill, and you count as having a focus for that skill test.
Yes.
So could I say that I actually have studied this particular area, and I've seen maps and kind of know about it or something like that? Okay, great.
Yep, that's fine.
So I will aid, and that'll be my aid to the group. Will be that.
But we could do observation. Is that what?
Yeah. So first off, who's going to take the lead here? Who's the one who wants to be looking for Harold's hunting goods?
Has anyone got observation sight?
I just have observation, but no focus. But it's a 3.
Oh,
my inside observation would be in.
That'd be 10 total.
9.
Yeah.
Mine's an 11.
Yeah, so you probably would take the lead, Ginter, and then I could try to help you out, looking around for it.
Yeah.
Okay. So then what that means is, Private Ginther, you are going to be starting with 2 dice, rolling insight plus observation, and then everyone else can roll 1 dice, either against insight or observation, or against using your talent, Etienne.
Great. Perfect.
Okay.
Yes, I gave you 2 successes.
Damn it. I try to be fancy.
Call through a dice in my head.
Nope, not. Oh, it's a good thing. Uh-oh.
Wow.
Hope it's not extended.
It's not. The complications are not there just yet. Okay, so how many successes did we get, guys?
2 from me.
1 from me.
Yeah, so that's 3 so far.
3.
1 from McNear, that's 4. And
I got 2.
2. So you have 6 in total. You needed 1, which means you have 5 momentum you can play with.
Sweet. So one of the things you can do with momentum, Darren, is spend it to gain information, which essentially is asking the GM a question that you would like to have the answer to.
Mm-hmm.
But have we cited the hunting goods?
Yes.
Would be my.
As you're going, so that one is that. So that is the basis of the test. That's what you're going for. So you're for sure, since you succeeded in that, you're definitely going to be able to spot Harold's hunting goods. And what you see is it is located on the main street. Its sign is brightly lit. It seems to be the only one on the street that is. That's why its difficulty was so low. And as you make your way over towards it, you can see there is still lights on the inside of the building as well as the sign. So as you make your way over, is there anything else you wish you could, like George said, you could spend a point of momentum to ask me a question if you'd like?
And just to give you some clarity, also, Darren, the maximum number of momentum we can have at any given time is 6, which is why the meter is set for 1, up to 6. So we have 6. Oh no, what was the difficulty?
We have 5 extra, so we have 6
1. Yeah,
total.
so we have 5 extra. So this would get us up to 6 total. So that's a lot. So we do have a lot if you want to use it for anything. But in this situation, there's not a lot of options other than obtain information that I can think of.
Yeah,
unless
maybe
somebody
some
else.
more.
Unless you want to
Unless it
knock
goes
me
towards-
down, you can knock me down. For 2.
Unless it goes towards finding him, finding our guy.
Yeah, I think we should check out.
I have an idea for you.
Yeah.
Can I throw out an idea, Darren, and you can decide if you want to do it? So one of them is called Create a Truth. It costs 2 momentum. What if there's a break in the storm for like a moment? This is by GM's approval too.
Yeah,
so
I don't think that's not really possible in this.
All right.
Unfortunately, there is
Yeah. I think I'm just trying to showcase all the options and
Absolutely.
things you can do. So I'm fine with it not working.
It's the mystic character suggesting a change in weather, you notice.
That's right. Catching on. You have my number.
There is a spend for doing it quicker, which might not necessarily apply here,
Yes.
but in the future, if we
but that's a very important
speed
one.
up the getting there faster, getting out of the storm
Absolutely.
quicker.
Yep. Trekking up the mountain,
idea.
one of the things that will be happening is you guys will be going in stages. That reducing time is going to be a big thing because your exposure checks will be based on how long you're on the mountain. So the other thing you could do is you could dump all that into momentum. Yes, you lose 1 point per scene, but it would mean that you're going into the next scene with 5 momentum.
Yeah, I think we should carry it over.
Okay.
Seems we've done the objective.
All right. So you make your way over. The howling of the wind, Etienne, for a moment, I think you heard the howling of wolves.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
I kind of like half turned to McNear and said, "You hear that?"
No.
But I don't say what I'm asking him about.
Does not seem to be a
No,
wolf. It is
Mr.
simply.
Veneer, I missed it.
It is a pit bull that
But,
is giving us the stink eye.
Oh, well, that happens. The howls. Did you hear it?
The hounds. So you guys step up onto the creaking wooden dock or wooden steps. I think. Am I right in thinking that Sergeant Bob is the only one with a weapon right now?
Yeah, I think he does have his rifle, his Enfield, and his Browning. So I think if he's the only one. So he
All
probably
sorts of
depends.
weapons.
Yeah, I was gonna say it depends on how you define weapon.
Yeah, I mean he does have it out. Just
My mind.
Yeah.
I mean it is a war, so it's not like. Right.
Yeah.
Well, and your troop, transport in the middle of war. So yeah, there would not be anything untoward about carrying that.
I'm envious. I'm not. There's no judgment there. I'm envious.
So as you guys approach the door, Al, you're the one who was leading. So perhaps you're about to knock on the door. The door is then thrown open, and there is this man who's waiting inside. Wild hair. Kind of rimless glasses, and he has what looks to be a pretty nasty bit of scarring on the right side of his face. And he looks over all of you. He stands about like half a head taller than any of you.
Wow.
Quite the night to be out.
The sun looks beautiful today.
Come in. So
he goes in. Lieutenant goes in.
yeah.
Follow.
As each of you go in, it seems as if he says, "So you're the ones then? You're the ones heading up the mountain?"
Yes, sir. Mr. Harrell, I assume.
That's right. You call me the Bear. And you are?
All right, Bear. I am Lieutenant McNear.
Lieutenant Yank. Good to have you.
Yes, sir.
He shakes your hand, and you suddenly feel like a very small person when his big ham hock kind of gets you. Yes. And you, Sergeant? He
Sergeant Miller.
salutes you appropriately. Shakes your hand as well, too. Private. To you, Al. And
He hasn't got private on here. That's why I didn't recognise it. Albert Gimfer.
Albert. And
And
civilians.
the others, yeah. Specialists, I'm assuming.
He nods as if like, yeah, that makes sense. As he's shifting around from one to one, you can see he's actually walks with a pretty substantial limp, like to the point where you can see him. It seems to be a pretty pronounced disability for him. He walks over to you, Doctor, and your name, sir.
Dr. Gottlieb Stein. A pleasure.
Oh, where are you from?
Oh, far away. Little place you might have heard of called Germany.
I have, Doctor.
Yes, yeah.
Good to have you on our side.
Thank you.
And you, sir?
Hello. My name is Etienne Louis. Yeah, he always does his whole full name.
Yeah.
You start to realize. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Bear, you called yourself. And he reaches his hand out to shake his hand.
A pleasure to meet you, Vernier. And then...
That's not quite... Oh, it's fine. It's no matter. Don't.
Yeah.
Yes, that's good.
All right. Well, there's no sense in... Come in the back room. I got everything laid out for you. Let me show you. So he brings you back, and what you can see is that this is like a fairly... not meager, but very modest. It's not a very fancy looking thing, but anything you could conceivably want for any kind of like backwoods camping or hunting or whatnot is in here. There's stuff that's stuffed up, like sleeping bags and, flannel jackets and stuff like that. That's all around in here too. There's weaponry in there too, bows, rifles, ammunition, duck calls, deer blinds, anything you conceivably think of that you might need for any kind of hunting in the region, as well as a wide selection of fishing supplies. But he leads you past all that stuff into the stock room, where you can see there's this long oak table, and he sort of cleared, it seems, everything else off of it, and spread across the table there is a selection of cold weather gear and weaponry, as well as a series of maps. There's some climbing equipment and aid, and as well as enough heavy-duty snowshoes to outfit you all. The heavy-duty snowshoes will not count as encumbrance. You get those for free. And they also don't count as your requisition points. The maps are marked with the location of Outpost Epsilon 3. I think perhaps Lieutenant McNear and Sergeant Bob, you both make your way over to these tactical maps right away. And you can see that Outpost Epsilon 3 is hidden deep within a nearby mountain range at the wrong end of a series of steep cliffs. It is on a mountain or a peak called Mount Hubris. Is that right? Is it called Mount Hubris or Hubris Peak?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, as you come in, come on, take a look around. Take what you need. Happy to help.
All right.
I don't know why he suddenly becomes Southern, but seems I'm incapable of doing a grizzly guy in my own fucking accent. Like, so hard to stay in the Canadian accent. So, as far as requisition rules work, anything that is in the book that is up to, what did I say? Requisition 1? No, 2?
3. He said 3.
There we go.
Yeah.
And you have, I believe it's 13 requisition points. Each of the restriction rating of the gear tells you how many requisition points it takes. And I think the only one I saw who did post was Dr. Elias. You had some thoughts as to what you might spend some of the points on.
Yes, I was just thinking if we have the capacity, maybe a spare first aid kit and analytical tools, just in case we encounter something that needs a little bit of deeper probing.
And the tools work very much the same way the way truths do, where sometimes they'll just give bonuses to stuff, and sometimes they just make certain things possible. You can't take a wheel off a car without some kind of tools, for instance. For carrying capacity, everyone can carry either, let's see here, 1 major item and 3 minor items without being encumbered. you can also carry a second major item instead of the 3 minor items. Who has a brawn of 9 or higher?
Miller has
What's your brawn? Is it
11.
9 or 10 or 12?
11.
11. You can carry 2 extra minor items. Anyone else have a brawn that's 9 or higher?
And what do the weapons count? Do they count as?
It depends on the weapon. I think pistols usually count as minor. The rifles count as major.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've got everything I need is here, so I can carry 1 additional major item, even though my brawn's only 8.
Nice. Remember, each of your personal gear, that still counts towards your encumbrance. So
Yeah.
I think you've got
Got
3
3 kits.
skill kits, right?
They're all minor, are they?
Yeah, they are all minor. Yeah.
Yeah. Minor, major. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
3 minors is 1 major.
So I can carry 1 more major and 2 more minors, right? Is that what you said?
Yes.
11.
Well, no, because your gun would count as your major.
A major. Yeah, guns a
Oh,
major.
but
Okay,
what
so
you
I
could do, yeah, if you're asking, you could swap out the 3 minor, you're allowed to, you could have your gun plus 1 more major and 2 more minor, although your Browning would count as a minor.
Okay. Well,
So-
the only thing I think Sergeant Riddler was going to look for is climbing gear.
Okay.
And if that would count, hopefully that counts as a minor.
Yeah, the way what it would just, they actually don't have it in the adventure book, I think, or in the rulebook it seems. But what we've said is that minor, the climbing kit will be a minor gear, but all kits come with 3 uses. They've got enough resources to be used 3 times. Climbing kit you can use for each of them has 3 things. So basically, 3 of you are covered by the climbing kit. So if you want to have that, you don't need it to go up to do any of the tasks. There will be some times where
in
you
case,
may
right?
want to scale a sheer cliff here. That does make that possible. So in which case you probably would want 2 climbing kits among you, the group, just to make sure you got enough stuff. But I'll leave it to you guys. What do you guys think? Is there anything? None of you have weaponry right now either, so that is something else that needs to go towards, except for Sergeant Miller.
Yeah, Miller. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so Miller's going to take a climbing kit. If no one else wants to take it, he can use his brawn to carry all the climbing gear. He's got 11 brawn, so I got 2 extra minors, right? So.
And the climbing kits are also free. You don't have to pay requisition points for that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just the encumbrance.
Character sheet says 1 extra resource for any skill kits you requisition.
Yes, so any skill kit that you requisition will count as 4 instead of 3.
As the group is discussing what to take, I think Dr. Gottlieb will ask, do we know anything about Outpost Epsilon 3? Like, what sort of activities happening there in terms of the gear we should take, or what can we expect other than this abominable weather?
He shakes his head and says, I don't know. It's kept secret. I know that you never know what can happen. And Krautzer, no offense, Doctor,
None
but
taken.
your countrymen can be quite crafty, I hear. So I don't know what's up there. What I hear, though, is you best take something to protect yourself in addition to keeping yourself warm. And if you plan, he sort of shakes the fatigues. If you plan on wearing these over your clothes, that's going to be an uncomfortable hike, or at least extra weight you don't necessarily need.
Is he willing to?
Binoculars?
I was just going to say, is he willing to secure the uniforms? You know, keep them
of course.
safe for us, obviously.
Anything to do,
Yeah.
I can do to help the cause.
Yeah, I'm going to change out. So I just got the fatigues on.
Binoculars, Kevin?
Binoculars are so they may be a trivial item. Let's see here.
I don't see them in the player's guide. I think I've missed them before when I was.
Oh, maybe they're not in. Let's see here.
There's a telescopic sight, but I don't see any.
You can be able to use that in a blizzard.
So camera is restriction rating 2, and let's see here. I think what I'd say is binoculars would be restriction rating 1, and I think they count as a trivial item. and effectively it would work the same as the telescopic mechanically. Like it would allow you to. It would count as a truth for decreasing difficulty of spotting things or seeing things at range.
Yep.
Is our vision good enough to use them though?
Yeah, like if you get up on the mountain, if it's the worse than what the blizzard is here, then there's very low likelihood that you're going to be able to see anything with great distance. What the bear tells you as well, it's just a blizzard as best I can tell, but there's something off about it. Mainly the fact this hasn't let up for a week. That just ain't right. We get squalls in here, but this, to go on this long, something odd is going on up there.
And rations? We need rations. Right?
It should only take you a day to hike up there. I mean, the weather is awful, but and the outpost itself is supposed to be outfitted with, it has people stationed there, so there's a mess hall or a cantina at least, or canteen, not canteen.
Yeah. Well.
Rations are requisition rating 0 anyway. It's just a matter of them taking
nice.
up. Yeah.
Wait.
Oh,
They're
sea
a little
rations.
heavy.
Here we go. And for British, it's compo rations. There's probably compo rations in Canada as well. 1 pack of rations is a minor item, so it'll just be a question of your taking up your encumbrance. Does anyone? So there's 13 requisition you have as a group to spend. Does anyone have anything they wish to lay claim for of that requisition points? Just to speed. And again, don't be shy here. Like this is you guys.
Yeah, I want to take extra ammo.
Okay. So I think an ammo kit counts as
3, right? So
counts as a minor item with 3 extra things.
Sergeant,
okay,
maybe
so
a
I'll have
suppressor?
six.
Well, what was that, John? Sorry?
Maybe a suppressor, Sergeant? Silencer? For your handgun?
If you're planning on being sneaky, not a bad idea.
And what kind of weaponry is available, Kevin?
Anything that's up to a restriction rating of 3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Bear seems to have, for one, he seems to have pretty good contacts, and so anything that's a 3 or less, you can feel free to take.
Interesting.
So I know exactly what I'm gonna pick here, which is, I'm not taking anything major. This is not my area of expertise.
Okay.
I only would hurt somebody else with like a bazooka. So I have my ritual tools, so that's going to count as a minor action. So all of these add up to 6 minor items, just FYI. So that's my encumbrance. So I picked the winter gear. Obviously, I'm just wearing with nothing else on, so it's not going to count. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, that's right. An Enfield number 2, 38, which is 1 requisition point.
Okay.
A fighting knife, which is a 2nd requisition point. That's 2. And then I took first aid kit, just as a backup, not for me to use, but in case we run out, I can carry one. And I didn't see the requisition cost for the kits.
The skill kits. Let's see.
Oh wait, no, sorry. I do. Yep, here it is. 1. It's also 1, so that's 3. 1 ration and 1 ammo belt, which is also 1. So I used 4 requisition points, but if that's going to deplete the party members of things that we definitely need to have, I can give up some of these things, the first aid kit or whatever.
Okay.
The ration and the first aid kit would probably be the first 2 I would eliminate.
Okay. Dr. Elias, it sounds like you've got an idea of what you're going to be carrying too, or what you'd like to carry.
Yeah, I think I'll go with the analytical kit.
Okay.
And I think Elias, unless someone else insists on him taking a weapon, is not the sort of person who would reach for one of the weapons. That's obviously he's a healer, not a not a soldier necessarily. And in that sense, so unless someone insists this is going to be dangerous, everyone needs to be armed. He won't think of picking a gun or anything.
Now,
He'll be pottering about the first aid kits and things like that.
I think if everyone has space, a sidearm is a good idea. We're not heading to a picnic today, gentlemen.
In that case, which one do you recommend? I must admit, I have very little knowledge about these weapons of death. I know what they do, but not necessarily how to use them.
That's an excellent question. It may depend on our on what we call in the Army requisition points, and we are still working on that. But we're gonna see. So, Doctor, how many points were you targeting to use non-weapon?
Just the one for the analytical kit.
So it'll be 5 spent total so far.
Okay. And what, Sergeant? What did you? Because it was 4 for the Etienne. It's 1 for the Doctor. How many were you targeting, Sergeant?
I think I just took 1 for extra ammo, but
Okay. So
Yeah.
that's 6. All right.
but do rations count too?
No,
The rations are
0.
0 requisition. They just take up space.
Okay, they just take space. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have room for without everything. I have 1. I just
At
gotta
the
make sure I
moment, I've just got a pistol, so it's just a 1.
1. Okay.
Yeah, so I got 1. I can carry 1 more minor item with my brawn. So if anyone needs to send me to carry something.
We haven't got the climbing kit yet, though, have
So
we?
we got
Yeah, I did. I got climbing kits.
Oh, you got that when you...
I got a climbing kit, extra ammo, rations.
so far we spent 7. Got 6 left.
Yep.
And
You would-
I actually get 1 item, restriction 2 for free as a little side note that we can use in addition to the 6.
Yep. So 6 requisition points left. You need 1 more climbing kit to have enough for everyone. And I'll let your ability, Lieutenant McNear, will apply here. So any of the skill kits that you guys have taken, including like not the ones that you started with, but anything you got in the requisition process, has 4 uses, not 3.
Oh, nice. Okay.
That is awesome.
So what do you think? You have
Yeah,
6
I would-
requisition points left. And this is where you should be leaving nothing on the table as far as requisition points are concerned, if
no
possible.
question about that.
Yeah.
No question. But just to, I mean, really, everyone should have a sidearm unless you are a serious fumblefoot. It is a good idea heading into the mountainous area with possible Nazis.
Bear says, and wolves.
And wolves.
Bears.
And bears. Nods at Bear. Okay, so let's see if we got
I mean, I already have weapons. I don't need any. Oh, grenades.
Yeah, grenades are tasty, but we'll have to wait.
That's
We should
pretty
wait
cool.
till the end. Let's wait till the end.
Okay.
I picture in the film version of this thing, we see Dr. Elias picking up one of the grenades, and that's when Sergeant Bob's like, oh, yeah, grenades.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ooh.
They're worth. So there are 2, and we can get 3. So, and I can. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
to
just-
get everyone, so the handguns are basically 1, cost 1. So let's see, Private, you already got 1, right? Is that what you?
I've got a sidearm, yep.
And Doctor, we really should get you a sidearm. I think that is for the best. So that would cost 1.
Very well.
Of course, I'm sure you won't use it, but just in case, there's deepest sarcasm. And Etienne, Mr. Mr. Louis Vignier, you really don't want one?
I did. I took this, and he looks at like the side to see what it's called. Enfield number 2, 38 caliber
Excellent.
handgun.
Excellent.
And he's like pointing it like, you're like, that's wrong.
His
Stop
finger's
everything
right on the
you're
trigger.
doing." Exactly.
No, what are you doing? No. No.
But no, I'm sorry.
Not that way.
Excuse me. It's not a set of tools that I tend to use.
You lack, what they say, the trigger discipline.
That is exactly right. I cannot say with an accent, which I wish I could.
I cannot either. I can neither speak
No,
French
you're
nor
good. No,
pretend to do it.
No, but you're good at accents in general. It's true.
Kind of you to say, very kind of you to say.
No, anybody can just watch the
James may
channel.
say
They know that
otherwise.
it's-
Best thing was
Well.
that the last charity session where James did the American accent. It's great.
That's awesome.
That was really fun.
Love it.
Okay, so then, Dr. Gottlieb Stein can carry one of the climbing kits as well, which is free. So having extra ones just means then you've also got bonus dice you can draw from them, in addition to making use of them. Is there anything else you feel that you guys would like?
Let's see. Well, I am going to take I don't have any weaponry to start with, so I will take a revolver, or an automatic rather, handgun, and
Great.
And I'm just wondering whether to go. Let's see here.
How about a good American Thompson submachine gun?
I'm definitely going to get a long gun. Yeah, either that or just a simple rifle. I was going back and forth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they may be wolves. Anything you can use to shoot them at a distance would be beneficial, I believe.
Thompson's inaccurate too, and he's I'm a pretty good shot. So I think I might go rifle.
Gottlieb Stein, you perhaps noticed that when he says that, Monsieur Verrier's hands are shaking quite badly.
That's great, and also, nobody would notice this, but I only mentioned it to the party after Bear said there were wolves here.
Nice.
So I kept that to myself until somebody already said it.
Awesome.
It's fine.
I think that's you haven't spent any fortune points yet. I gotta try harder here.
Oh, it's coming. I already know that. This way, once we pick all our equipment, you can feel free to like decimate us. And you'd be like, you had all your chances to prepare.
So
in case it were to become important, what would a scalpel from my first aid kit count as weapon-wise?
Sorry, your first aid?
Yeah, a scalpel or like one of the.
Oh, yeah.
Would that count as a weapon?
Yeah, most definitely.
Hopefully, it wouldn't come to that, but.
Yeah, you could use it as.
I love the idea of you having to fight with a scalpel, though. That is awesome.
Yeah. I think
if he has to fight with a scalpel, we're in trouble.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
Here's
amazing.
what I would say is that, you know what? I think I would just use the fighting knife stats, but I would take out piercing 1, and I would add in intense. So if you cause 1 wound, you cause 2 wounds.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So it'd be 2 stress damage plus whatever bonus you get from your strength. Hidden, subtle, just like the fighting knife, but instead of piercing, it'll have intense. So if you fuck someone up with it, you really fuck someone up with it.
That's great. That was a great idea, Danny.
Now, what he says is, yeah, I completely agree. What Bear says, so, Americans are always so indecisive over your guns. Here, let me show you something special. And he heads behind the counter, like back in the storage area, and he pulls out something that looks like, it's kind of like a shotgun, but there seems to be a fair amount of extra stuff in here. There's other things that are kind of built onto this, and he says, here, if you're looking for something up close, I don't know why he's again Southern, this, he puts it down, my old scatter shotgun. And what this thing is, McNear, there's something unusual about it. Who has training in occult for academics?
I do.
Nice.
I do.
Okay, why don't you each give us or one of you take the lead on this and one assist. Let's do it that way. That way you guys can just maximize some stuff.
And we defer to the occultist.
Okay.
And is it? Are we talking insight with
I think
academics?
insight, yeah,
or
because you're trying
reason?
to determine something here.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So that gives me a 17 to start. Do I have a sense of the difficulty, or there's no way to really know that ahead of time?
For this one is probably a 2.
Okay. I'm just trying to figure out how much threat to give you.
It would be a 3, but I'm certain that one of you two would have some kind of truth that would bring it down to a 2.
Okay, so I will then use my insightful medium truth.
There's 6 momentum as well right now.
That's true. So here's what I'll do. I'm gonna. What is it that this is potentially? I'm trying to decide if this is an insightful medium truth potentially, or a raised by cult.
I think insightful medium, because this is
Yeah,
this
me
is
too,
a
great.
new piece of technology.
Okay, great. So I'm going to use, if that applies, would incorporate that. But I will also give you one momentum because I would definitely like anything that has to do with this kind of stuff. Like, I have to know the answer.
Yeah. Well, why don't
So-
you? I mean, again, like you got 6 momentum in the pool right now that you could instead.
I'm going to spend 1,
Okay.
and I'd like to use a truth to drop the difficulty by 1 down
Yep.
to
So
2.
it's down to a 2.
So I've got 3 dice in the pool, and plus I'm getting back up, getting aided. So that
Yep.
seems like a good number to go
And
with.
you got
there. So
17 or less.
and I have a 70 exactly.
And
so
you've got
I
a
feel,
focus that applies.
Wow.
and a focus. Yeah. So here we go with my 3 dice.
Nice. Oh, it's a 3.
Three
And
successes.
Doctor, was that a success?
Yes.
Nice. So you got 4 successes.
Four
That's a
successes.
net of 2 momentum.
Great.
You know what this thing is because you've heard it talked about in others. There's been, in the course of the Secret War, not the war itself, but the parallel between the occultists and mad scientists fighting on either side of the war, both for the Axis and for the Allies, they've developed a wide variety of unusual implements of war. This is one such thing, and what you can see on it, there's some kind of rune scarring on the side. Where this is, so this would count as a rifle. It has a range of close. It does 5 stress damage. A salvo from this thing will do intense damage, or will trigger the intense quality, but it also has the qualities of debilitating and bane, which means that creatures that have invulnerability, unnatural things, will be affected by this completely. This is effectively an anti-monster gun.
That's awesome. Why is Bane not on my GM screen? That is freaking cool. Okay, so I will have looked at the. No, I think it's it's like Malcolm Gladwell. Like in the blink of an eye, I just suddenly have this sense of what this thing is.
Okay.
Based on all my previous knowledge of 10,000 hours, all of that stuff. And I will turn to my more military-oriented colleagues, say, this weapon will be of great use against whatever entities of the occult we may encounter. And I only bring that up as a possibility because there's no other reason that I would have been brought onto this mission.
Bear sort of
What's the
nods his
requisition
head.
cost? Okay.
Yep. So what's that, John?
What's the requisition cost of it?
0. It's a free
0.
one for you. It counts as a major item, though.
I grab it and I hand it to Mr. Vernier. Good call, Vernier, and kind of pop it in his chest.
Okay, I try to hold on to it. Well, yeah, I can't carry this, of course.
I ignore him, and
But I can, before you go, Sean, I have some momentum I generated, and I want to make sure I.
Oh, yeah.
I'll dump 1 into the pool to get us to 6, but I'll use the other one as an obtain information.
Okay.
Because what I'm curious is, I don't know how to do this in a way that is fair, but what my real curiosity is, as Etienne, is why would Bear have this weapon here amongst all this other regular, normal, mundane kind of gear?
Okay. So what you see is, through he's again like looming over you, the big burly face, scars in the face. He walks with a pronounced limp, and he looks down at you, and there's a look of like recognition between the two of you.
Awesome.
At
Okay,
this
that's
point.
what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Okay. We may actually be part of the same order that medallion represents. Maybe, who knows?
He does not strike you as a particularly occult-minded thing. However,
Interesting.
During the Secret War, there's absolutely a call for occultists, but there are also definitely a call and need for just simple folk who will take up arms and go against the things that man should not know.
Awesome. Yes, and I have seen things you have not seen.
Yeah, exactly. That's
One of my truths, basically.
Oh, yeah. So and
Yeah.
I think you recognize that in his eyes. I think perhaps that's
Awesome.
what you see there. He would share that truth with you.
Okay, fantastic. All right, great. So, sorry, Sean, I didn't mean to interrupt. I just wanted to use that momentum correctly and move past it now. So I'm done.
Yeah.
So
I think we've spent 9. We have that would give us 4 left. That would give us 2 sets of grenades, Sergeant.
Yeah.
So I think 2 sets of maybe the pineapples, or I don't know, maybe you Canadians use pineapples, or you prefer the British model.
we call them the maple bomb, but no.
I would believe that.
What does he have? What kind of grenades does he have?
Because the German grenades were designed to throw because that was sort of like what they did as kids. American grenades were designed as baseballs because that's what you do as kids.
That's crazy.
Oddly, the strangely unsuccessful puck grenade did not see a lot of deployment in World War II.
Right.
Toss it like a puck.
Yeah.
Hit it with a stick. That's
Exactly. Boom! Oh. I think we got to go back to the drawing board, eh?
Yeah.
So I think we'll take 2 sets of the pineapple grenades.
I can carry a set if someone has room.
I can't remember, how do the grenades work in this in terms of, like, do you have one of them, or do you have as many as you want to deploy?
You get a set of 3.
A set of 3.
Just like a skill thing.
3.
Then it's a set of 4 because of Lieutenant McNear's ability.
Nice.
Okay.
And it's a throwing athletics throwing. I believe.
Anything else? Everyone have their stuff, and is anyone encumbered?
Well, I am currently encumbered. Seriously, I cannot carry this.
Ignore
The
him.
big gun.
Like, I literally can't. No, I am more than encumbered. Now I have 6 minor items and 1 major item.
Oh. Dang.
Let's see here.
What weapon did you take, Lieutenant?
I took an. Oh, sorry.
I took I took the Enfield handgun.
Yeah.
And I took the Lee Enfield, sticking with the branding, with the Lee Enfield rifle.
Okay. So the rifle would have a greater range, most definitely, but what I think Al pointed out too, like, visibility here is unlikely to be. You won't be able to see beyond medium range as far as like the zones go.
Yep. Its range is medium, so.
Okay.
And I took that, so I used my personal 1 item for the rifle.
Okay.
And then just have the handgun on the group.
So Vernier, it appears, cannot carry that without suffering penalties to things. I think, Sergeant Bob, you would know, like, if there's a hard march coming up ahead of you and there's a puny guy, strapping extra weight on him in this is definitely going to affect mission, what do you call it? Not mission status.
Mission success, right?
Yeah.
Well, and not to mention the fact that my coordination is 6. Like, you don't want to be standing around me when I'm trying to fire this thing. So, and I have no skills either, so it's a 6.
Well, we may have someone else carry the ammo for that weapon, but you know.
You know what? I can carry. Actually, I could carry the ammo. I can give up something else that's a minor item. Carry the ammo if somebody else can carry the weapon itself. I feel like.
Yeah. So I
I
mean,
feel like this would be very effective.
Lieutenant could carry it. I mean, he'll be encumbered, but he can carry it.
So what encumbered does then, let's just so you remember, is
That's a good question.
Increases the difficulty of all tests relating to movement, endurance, and strength. Mm-hmm. So that would include resisting elements. That would include any physical tests, hiking up or climbing up the mountain.
And then I think it's a personal truth too. So if you want to do something with it, Kevin, you can. That it invents a new.
Yeah. So it just one of the things that will be hiking up the mountain. The game will be modeling that, unsurprisingly, perhaps, as a series of different kind of extended skill tests.
Yeah.
That's what's going to be the consequence for you, Travis. Is that if you are encumbered, it increases difficulties by 1. That may not be a problem. You guys these are all experienced characters, incidentally. Like they suggested, starting with experienced characters, so you're a little better than normal. But even then, is Travis okay carrying those 2 weapons then and being encumbered?
I think that's our only choice, right? Someone's going to be encumbered.
does anyone else? Can anyone else carry it?
Yeah, share it out. But I can carry 2 more minor items, but I can't carry.
So if someone if someone can free up 3 minor items, they can carry a second major item as that.
Yeah, I have the 2 the climbing kits, and then the the grenades.
Oh, I thought I have one of the climbing kits.
Oh, you do?
I'm
Okay.
carrying with, yeah. Unless you want both of them.
I could carry the grenades.
And I got a ration, so.
My guy's explosives expert anyway.
I can take one more minor item if that frees someone else up. To have then 3
The
minor
rations could be minor
Witcher.
items, yeah. So then that frees up 2, and then if Private Ginther is going to carry the grenades, then Sergeant Bob, you just freed up 3 minor. You could carry that shotgun if you like.
Yeah.
The scatter gun?
The monster gun, yeah.
Okay.
Is that what we're calling it, the monster gun? For close encounters?
Monster Bane. So I just clumsily hand it to you. Oh, I dropped it. Sorry. I'm sorry. Here.
Nope.
And now you are really
Bear
very
moves
happy
faster than you think a big guy like that could move. He's
he grabs it.
got to be careful with that, Vernier.
Excuse me, it's heavy.
It is. This could be the
It's a
difference.
good size.
There's something.
Private, you got. Go ahead, sorry.
There's something that ain't natural about that snowstorm coming down. This.
Is that right?
He pats it like as if it's a beloved pet. This.
What do you mean there's something unnatural about it?
He looks back at you. Are you telling me you don't feel it?
So then I kind of like I kind of look off into like a distance. My eyes kind of like glaze over a bit.
The shaking or the tremor, I should say, in his hand returns, Doctor.
And like I just go silent for a moment.
Okay. It sounds like you guys are all kitted up, and you are ready.
I think so.
So yeah, I imagine Sergeant Bob is going around making sure everyone's sort of all their packs are secured, everything is stored down there. Everyone has their gear, no one is encumbered, and you have no requisition points left on the table.
Yes, we did it.
Okay. Then all that
We have a lot of
awaits
grenades.
is the mountain.
We have a lot of grenades.
I'm sure that no complication will involve those at all.
Keep them away from Etienne.
Yes, that's a good idea. I took a reliable gun because it prevents the first complication.
Do you remember?
That's why I picked it.
Woody Harrelson's character from Thin Red Line?
Yes.
It blew my ass off.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right. So then, is there anything else you wish to? Oh, nice. So, anything else you guys wish to do before you make for the mountain? What he explains is that what you're gonna for the first stretch of the mountain, you're gonna be passing a series of 5 checkpoints. You should be able to, even in the blizzard, you should be able to find them. Once you get past those checkpoints, you're going to have 2 ways of getting to the outpost. One of them is going to be scaling directly up and getting in. That's the fastest way, and with this climbing gear, you should have no trouble, and it'll get you out of this blizzard sooner. The other way is the long way. There's a switchback trail that leads up, back, and around on top of the shelf, and that'll bring you in there. The first leg, all 5 checkpoints should take you about 2, almost 3 hours of travel. If you take the long way on the second one, that'll take you 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, 4, almost 5 hours. So if the climbing, that should only take 2, even with inexperienced climbers. Limps over. You got one more thing. He goes in the shed, and this is the important part. He turns, comes back, puts down 5 shot glasses, and pulls out a bottle of Canadian Club whiskey. Unscrews
I
it,
was wondering when you're going to break that out.
pours 5 shots, and says, "To the mountain."
We get an extra shot because of
Yeah, exactly.
Sean's character.
Everyone takes a shot, and then McNear takes it again. You got a little extra Canadian in you. Then, I wish you boys luck.
Thank you, Bear. We're going to need it.
And it's only now, Etienne, that you recognize again that having seen that you share the same truth too. He seems like a guy who really wants to help. Like it's incredible the amount of gear he's put together for this. He's done nothing but help you guys getting the things, giving suggestions for how to put stuff together too. But you can see that somewhere inside this great big man too, there is a writhing worm of terror. He's seen something, and he is fearful that you may see the same on the mountain.
Interesting.
So
I do not spread that around. Keep it to myself.
Okay. With that, you guys pack up, head to the front door, cast it open. The wind is hitting you once again, and you guys begin crunching back out into the snow. Again, as soon as you get outside, your breath catches with the cold, and you're able to keep going. As soon as the rest of you have left the front, the little wooden veranda, as it were, in front of the shop, the light goes off in the shop, and the lights go off inside, leaving only you, the dark, the storm, and the mountain. Why don't we take our mid-session break now, guys, and then we'll come back and begin your ascent. So,
are we halfway through the adventure, Kevin?
Yeah. You know what's going to be hilarious is that I say, like, you know what? We're not going to get through the whole thing, but we'll get through the first act, and I'm like, how the fuck does this happen every time? We're not even.
Well, it's collective. This is a collective issue.
We all it could be seen as chewing scenery. It could be as smelling the roses. It is a combination of those two things. So never let us be accused of going through material too quickly to miss any nuance. So
that's right.
All right, so back in 5 minutes, folks. All right. Oh my goodness. Okay, les montagnes. Let's see what. Oh boy. We got a couple choice things I can have here. Okay, so I have everybody. David, are you back?
Yep.
Okay, so
yeah,
I
I don't
see.
know what my camera is doing. Reconnected.
Just quickly,
Yes.
as we leave the hunting goods, flashback to my winter training in
Yep.
the army. I start patting myself down. Have we got whistles or lights or something in case someone gets lost in the blizzard?
Whistles would be something you can get for free. Yeah, most definitely.
Or would that be sort of standard?
Yeah, well, I'll see. I'm sure a flashlight or torch or something is
It's just I didn't see anything like that in there. And
torch in the British sense. I mean, of course. I don't see it as. I think that would be something that would cost you 0 and would be a trivial item. So if you want to, if everyone wants to carry a flashlight, you certainly can have that on you and with you.
well, I'll distribute that. I'll just quickly knock on the door and just ask spare and distribute them if he's got them.
Sure. Well, we can assume that you did that before. And then, if we could... Can anyone see David?
No.
Nada? No, okay. I cannot either. That's weird because it was working before we went on break.
Yeah.
Let's see. Maybe try refreshing the browser, David, and then we'll see if that makes a difference. I'll reposition your camera back to where it should be.
We'll just try that.
Afterwards. That sometimes sorts out the problems. Let's see. I was trying to reconnect for sure, but yeah, they're trivial items, so everyone can have a flashlight if you'd like. It just doesn't take up any space. That's weird. Can you see yourself in the call, David?
Yes, but no one else.
But no one else. Okay, so let's try this here.
Maybe we just.
I'm going to roll the dice. Let's live dangerously here and hit reconnect. I got everybody. Look at that. First
Oh,
time.
fantastic. There we go.
Nice. No complications. Oh, and I just lost Sean, though.
I was gonna
He's
say,
back.
I lost- there we go. He's back.
All right. So then, guys, because we're transitioning scenes, you will lose 1 point of momentum that has built up. And you are making your way towards the first checkpoint. So the streets of Dudley are completely snowed over. Like, as you are making your way along here, yeah, like it's even tough to tell what's an actual street, where the curbs are and such. So there's perhaps it's more likely going to be Dr. Or Monsieur Vernier, who, as you're walking along, you know, you suddenly hit a curb you didn't realize was there because you're like, fuck, you can't see it in all the snow. And I'm speaking from experience. Sorry, I almost busted an ankle one time because I couldn't see a fucking turn off on a thing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so this is where someone, and let's see here. Anyone who is trained in survival can assist with this. This would be an insight, survival, and orienteering check. Bear gave you some pretty clear directions as to how to get to the trailhead. So
Yeah,
who
I
would
have-
like to take the lead on this?
I have insight plus survival for me is an 11, and I have orienteering as a focus.
Okay.
I'm identical.
So
Okay.
I could well, let's
I
get
have-
the lead.
I'm at 13 for insight and survival.
Oh, geez.
12.
Well, it's my insight
No
is so
focus.
high, but no focus. So I think I should aid you.
Okay.
How many can aid assist, Kevin?
Anyone who's trained in it can aid.
Okay.
Who's trained in
So,
survival.
Right. So I'll assist. Sounds like Vernier is going to assist.
Yeah, I'll assist.
Okay.
Okay.
So Sergeant Bob, are you taking the lead then?
Yeah.
Okay, so you
Yes,
got-
I'm taking the lead.
Okay, so you got 2 dice. Let's do this. We'll have the main person roll first, then the people aiding will roll afterwards. We know you're aiding. We'll just because if he fails, you know, No need to roll because you don't.
That's true.
Okay, so I'll roll first.
Yeah. So, but there is 5 momentum in the momentum pool.
Yeah, I'm going to take 1.
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay.
Whoa.
Yeah, 3 successes. But...
Successes. So you've already succeeded plus 1 momentum.
Okay.
Go ahead and everyone. Ooh.
Not me.
Well, that will be a complication because this is we're getting into more dangerous territory here. You want complication, or am I getting that as threat?
Yeah, I want a complication.
Complication, yeah.
Okay.
Let's keep it interesting.
So your complication is as you let's draw from experience here. As you go along, you turn your ankle. You stumble along on this because you're focusing more on the map than you are on this. And
is that Sergeant Bob?
That is
no, that's me.
Vernier. Vernier, your complication is going to be turned ankle, a truth.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Now, if you have an opportunity where Dr. Elias can address that, perhaps he can help you with that truth. Who else was aiding? Go ahead and roll 1 dice. I think everyone else was actually. No.
Yeah. I think so Al got 1 success and Travis got 0.
Oh, sorry guys, I didn't see those earlier rolls. Yeah, I saw the 19. Unsurprisingly, I fixated on the complication. So that is.
You got 1 more success.
1 more success. Okay, so you've got 2 momentum right now.
Okay.
What you find is that you are easily able to. It's slightly outside of town. As you make your way outside the street lights of Dunley, you can see that it's more of like a different shade of the blowing snow that is representing of the looming mountain behind this and what you'll be heading up into. Do you have anything you wish to spend the 2 momentum on?
Can we use like a momentum to help with time?
You can on a future task. You cannot on this one. This one is not a factor. There's not. Once you start going up the trailhead, that's when it will be a factor.
Maybe we can see if maybe use it to gain some information, about the trailhead or about anything that's something that looks out of the ordinary around here. Maybe to use some momentum to gain some extra information.
Yeah. Okay. Let me think if. So I think what you can tell is that if there is anything, because of the limited line of sight you've got, if there is anything that is hostile, it is going to be next to no time for something to come in on you, unless you and whatever you come across is surprised. There is going to be almost no distance between when you see something and when it's upon you. If a wolf, if a bear, if a cougar, or something comes upon you, a pissed off pit bull yelling at kids trying to sell candy, for instance, then you would, so you may want to have weapons at the ready instead of waiting to draw them, because it's just, you can think of this as like 30 feet ahead of you, you suddenly cannot see anything effectively, and it seems like it's only going to get worse as you go along the trailhead.
So I tell everyone to stay frosty, no pun intended.
In the corners. You can add 1 back to the momentum pool then. Okay. So you begin making your way up, and here's the way that the trip is going to go. There's a couple of things we need to keep track of. For one, for every hour that you are exposed to the blizzard, you're going to make a brawn and resilience check against 2, with failure causing you to gain 1 fatigue. What fatigue does is it reduces your stress threshold. So you'll become more likely to be injured and more exhausted more quickly. In addition, let's see here. You see that the checkpoint is marked only with a single electric lamp quietly flickering in the storm. moving from one checkpoint to the next requires an expenditure of time plus 2 skill tests per hour. So each hour, you will each individually be seeing what the effect the cold is having on you, and your team needs to make an insight and survival orienteering test at a difficulty 2, and for the person who's guiding you through the storm, and a brawn plus athletics with physical training, again at difficulty 2, to represent the agents navigating the difficult terrain. Passing both checks allows you to reach the next checkpoint in the noted time, and I'll put those in chat just so you know what these abilities are. Okay, so, and then what you can do is over the course we're divvying up time. Each round will be 1 hour. In 1 hour, one person is going to lead, and then you can have however many that are available assist that person for one of the tasks, and then you need the other one. You just need to complete both of those tasks to successfully navigate in the time that is average. And in addition to that, each hour you will individually be resisting against the cold. Does that make sense, guys?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's put the I'll put the 2 tests that are in here. One is insight plus survival. You know, something I've done when I run 4th edition is I often put together little like placards that have the information for the full test. I think I'll start doing that with this game.
Cool.
Because that would be easy just to see right away what those things are. Plus athletics. Physical training. Now, one downside is Vernier, your truth will impact your turned ankle. Is going to affect the Brawn plus athletics check if you assist with that. It is also going to affect your Brawn plus resilience just by virtue of the nagging pain that you have with it.
That makes sense.
Okay.
I don't want to slow. Well, I have a question
I don't
for
slow
you.
Them down.
Yeah, exactly. So, that's it. I'm out. Does it affect the speed that the group is able to travel at?
Only if there's a failure in it. I think narratively we might interpret that as being like Vernier's having some difficulty getting ahead. It's not impacting on the group roll. It'll just affect. If you're taking the lead, then that will affect the roll. It becomes a difficulty 3. And but if you're aiding in that particular one, then that's the case. If you choose to aid with the insight plus survival, then it won't impact on that. That truth doesn't apply to that. Okay,
great. Because I don't want to delay us already, so I'm not gonna. I'm gonna point out the fact that I'm not gonna try to keep it a secret or anything, but I'm gonna just say no. Let's keep going. I can continue for now.
If you permit me, I can have a quick look at it, maybe see if it's anything serious. Or I would normally recommend to put some ice on the swelling, but obviously there's plenty of that going around here. But if I may have a quick look before we set out of town.
Okay,
that makes sense.
So this will be a first aid thing, and it's medicine, and I think medicine reason. Let's take a look at. I was looking at the healing rules to make sure I understood them.
Yeah, why would we need to know how those worked?
Horrific disembowelment. I've read up on those rules too, but I'm sure it won't come up.
I'm sure.
Okay, here we go. I do love the layout of this book too. The player's book.
Good.
Yeah.
Very helpful having all the rules right up front.
Yeah, agreed.
You know. Okay, here we go. Injuries. And here we go. Stabilize. So treating injuries is coordination plus medicine, forgive me, with a difficulty of 2. Now, one of the truths that is present right now is, a furious blizzard. So, and I think one of the ways, I really should figure out a different way to do this in Roll20, but I've often put it in, this is really funny. There we go. Put it in all caps, so you know when there's a truth in there. So furious blizzard. I look like a lunatic, or some crazy person yelling at someone else online right now. So Furious Blizzard is a truth that will make things more difficult here. So I'm going to bump that difficulty up to a 3. Coordination plus medicine with a specialty in first aid, or focus in first aid.
Yeah. And I will use 1 momentum for bonus d20.
Okay. Got it. So
and
it gives
then
you 3.
would my truth of driven frontline medic apply, assuming I've done first aid under harrowing circumstances?
That'll bring it down to a difficulty 2. And then you could also expend something from your skill kit to gain an extra dice if you'd like.
And I have a first aid kit as well, just FYI.
So I think that works is it gives you bonus momentum to then...
Oh, is that the way it works?
So each point of that gives you bonus momentum to contribute towards buying.
Got it.
I think we'll save that for later, for after the wolf massacre.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
You're looking at my whiteboard? What's going on?
Oh, look at that.
Hot damn. 1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
4 in total.
Yeah. So,
awesome.
You only needed 2. So with some, you get a tensor bandage out and you've wrapped that thing around 2. You can change your truth now, Mr. Vernier, to treated ankle injury.
Okay.
You also have 2 extra momentum.
I think I'll put those back into the momentum pool. Off to a good start.
Might I make a suggestion here? This is going to take time to treat this. You could perhaps
in that case,
reduce time.
Yeah, can I use both momentum to
Sure. Well, so
really quickly?
This will be a trivial time. It's a simple thing.
Yeah.
He turned his ankle, so...
Yeah. It's nothing too serious.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
In the meantime, I think McNear is trying to lead some calisthenics to keep everybody warm. Okay, let's line up here. Let's move, people. Let's move.
All right.
Awesome.
With that done, then let's talk about our first hour. So, hour 1. Who is going to take the lead in each of these tasks?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it was the lieutenant and I had the best, right? Orienteering. Is that the same?
Okay. So then, how about brawn plus athletics?
That's where we're struggling more, probably.
Yeah, not me.
Brawn, athletics.
Yeah.
I'm a 7. Combined 7.
So brawn plus athletics for me is a 14.
Whoa.
Well, maybe you should do that, and I'll take the orienteering then.
Yeah, definitely sounds that way.
Okay.
Okay. Who does anyone else have athletics?
Plus 1.
I have athletics
Plus 1. Yeah.
Okay, great. So then that means that you guys can assist with that if you choose. So then it's a question of, we've got Sergeant Bob taking the lead on the physical side. We got Lieutenant McNear now orienteering to guide your way to the next checkpoint. The rest of the squad, what would you guys like to do to assist? Which task?
I'm afraid to assist because the last time I tried to assist with orienteering, it did not go so well. So I start to realize that the physical aspects of this mission are probably not my strong suit. So I'm going to sit this one out for now so I don't cause a problem.
Okay. What about
I
Doctor?
can do either. So what's the doctor?
The doctor is quite insightful and has some survival training. His athleticism, those years are a little bit beyond him.
Okay, I'll try and help with the brawn athletics. I'm not as good at it, but I'll try. So we've at least got 1 assist in each.
All right, so then let's start with the main roles, because if you don't succeed, then the assisting, it doesn't mean much. So who would like to go first? Why don't we go the order I put them in to save you guys having a polite standoff. So Lieutenant McNear.
You go first. No, you go first.
Exactly.
No, you.
Lieutenant McNear, I believe you were up first here. Insight and survival with a specialty in focus in orienteering. Would you like to spend any momentum?
Yeah, got to go for the cheap die.
Okay, so
Awesome.
1.
Yes.
All right, so you got 3. This is a difficulty 2. But I've also got a truth I could apply. I think I will.
Oh. Uh-oh.
So that bumps it up to a 3 difficulty. So, any other dice you wish to buy?
Yeah, but better go 4 then.
Okay.
I'm gonna do 2 more.
So you got 4 dice, and what are you rolling against?
11.
11, okay. Ready when you are.
Survival 2 orienteering.
Yeah,
so a little
you have
chance
no
of-
truths that apply?
No, American calculating strategist and young at heart.
Man,
You mean just American? That should count for one truth, not four.
That covers everything, doesn't it?
What you're thinking
American.
of? What you're thinking of is the truth that is American.
That's right.
Apostrophe.
There's no A. Yep.
Okay.
Too damn cold out here. That's what I know.
I certainly agree. All right, so go
Yeah.
ahead and give us a 4d20 roll then. Look at that.
Oh,
1, 2,
Ooh.
3 successes. Boom. So let's roll some aid here.
nice.
Okay. All right, so you got one
Awesome.
momentum out of that. What would you like to do with that momentum?
And this could be used to shorten the time then?
It could be, yes.
I think
Or it
that
could-
if it cuts down on cold rolls, that could be valuable. What were we going to say, George?
Well, the only other consideration is just that we got to make a second roll right away, and
Yeah.
you could dump
Yeah,
it back
yeah.
in to the pool.
Right.
Yeah, it'd be selfish of me because my resilience to cold is horrible. I'm a warm country guy. Put it back in the pool.
Okay. So one task successful. Sergeant Miller, your brawn plus athletics with physical training focus. You currently have 2 dice. Would you like to give? We're expend any momentum. Would you like
I'm
to
going to
give me
use
some?
at least one momentum.
Okay. That gives you 3. Likewise, this is going to be 3. The blizzard
Yeah,
is
I'm going to
beginning to
use
pick up.
my Canadian truth
Your Canadian truth.
because we're tough and we love the cold.
I think you can use it once. I will let you cash that in one time, so that'll bring it down to 2.
What? That's better than American? What? Wait, what?
Bias GM.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, yes. All right.
Oh,
Okay, now.
And a complication.
And a
could give him 2
complication.
threat if you want.
So first off, do you want me to take threat for that, or do you want me to give you a complication?
I think complications are more interesting, honestly.
I agree.
I think, so one of the things is, if we're continually having complications with every single complication, 1, I'm not going to have enough threat that I need at the end of the thing, and 2, it gets ridiculous. Like, if anyone's played the Fantasy
Well, I
Flight
mean,
Star Wars thing, it just, you get to a point where you're like, fuck, another Destiny? Like, come on.
Well, I think
Yeah,
it's up to the players to buy it off, and then after that, it's up to the GM. I think you can bank it too. I think that's
okay.
a regular thing that you can choose to. First the players get the choice. Then
Oh,
the
to
GM
pass it
gets
to me.
Oh, I
Yeah,
think
no,
you're right. Yes,
yeah,
I
that
think
makes
that
sense.
is
Okay,
right.
cool. So then, you
Yeah,
know
I
what
mean,
I'll do is, Carl, yeah, I agree with you. It is definitely a cool thing, but I think for now, I'm going to bank that.
Yeah.
Because I have horrible shit planned. I mean, the authors of the adventure have truly terrible stuff. Okay, but now let me quickly check here. What that means is,
Yeah, that sucked.
oh yes, Carl,
Yeah.
would you kindly give us a 1d20 roll? Higher is definitely better for somebody.
Okay, good.
17.
Oh boy.
You said higher was better.
For the GM.
So,
Oh,
as you're making your way up, God, I love this game. As you're making your way along here, Sergeant Bob, and you're really trying to make sure. Oh, hold on. You know what? Hold on, guys. I promised you're not in the streets of this anymore. Let me bring you over. Streets of Dunley. Look at this.
oh.
Boom.
Cool.
nice.
Brutal hike up. Here we go. I'll make it so you can see the whole thing. There is one point you reach, Sergeant Bob, where you stumble. Oh, who was assisting Sergeant Bob on that? Was that Elias?
Yeah.
No, it was me.
Oh, it was you. Okay,
Yes.
go ahead and give us a roll.
You got 1 success.
I thought it didn't matter
17.
once he'd failed.
It doesn't, but it still leaves you open to a potential complication.
Okay.
Okay. Yep, no, you're good. Okay. So you can't win, but I don't get anything either. Sergeant Bob, what happens? So let me get rid of that. I gotta put the threat back. What happens is you were walking along and trying to, like, keep people on a sure footing. You find that on this first stretch, they're sinking in quite a bit. So you get up to near the edge and you slip and stumble. How many major items are you carrying?
I'm carrying 2, my rifle and then the shotgun.
Okay. Would you give us a roll of 1d6? 1 to 3 is the rifle, 4 to 6 is the shotgun.
Uh-oh.
Ah.
You stumble on the footing, you fall, and not realizing how close to the edge you were, the shotgun hits the side and goes pinwheeling off down the mountain, lost in the swirling snow.
That's not good.
Bear's gonna be pissed.
That's the least of our worries.
So, so for this, what it also means is you need to redo that check.
Well, that's actually may not be bad.
No, so that's not necessarily bad. So this one, go ahead and give us, once again, so Bob, if you want to take the lead on this.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. So you are currently at, so I guess first of all, how does Bob react to that?
Oh, he tries to reach it, grab it, and sees it's probably too late.
So
Get that!
let's also take a moment to remember what we can do with fortune points.
Yeah.
You guys are all sitting on this, so you can choose to purchase automatic successes with this.
In reroll.
You can re-roll as well too. Yeah.
Yeah, you can reroll all 3 of those dice.
Yeah.
Could have. We know the consequence now.
Yeah.
That is
Well,
established.
I mean, I think the consequence already happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then, Sergeant Bob, what are you thinking? You got 2 dice for this one. It's a difficulty. I'll also let you apply the same truth. So
Okay.
you'll be difficulty 2 right now.
Yep. I guess I can still use it. We still have 2 momentum, right?
You do, and you can give me threat as well if you'd like.
I'll use 1 dice again.
Okay.
Can't be. All right, hopefully not the same type of roll. So I use 1 momentum,
Okay.
and then this time I mess up, we'll have fortune 2 successes,
2 successes. Okay, so you got the necessary successes, and Al, you can roll your assistance once again. Nice. So 3.
Nice.
So you have 1 momentum out of this.
Mm-hmm.
Then, what you guys then need to do is everyone will be giving a brawn plus resilience check. That should have a 2, but all of you are wearing winter camouflage, so it is only a 1.
To brawn and resilience. Okay.
So go ahead and make your checks for brawn and resilience. If you wish to give me any momentum for those rolls or any threat, let me know. Why don't we go left or right here? Etienne or Vernier, you're first.
I am. I don't want to start using momentum yet, and my target number is not terrible, so I'll just stick with the 2d20 against a difficulty of 1.
Okay.
Oh my god. You got to be kidding me.
Would you get... Okay, so first off...
So I have 1 success, so at least I made the success, but I have a complication.
You got your 1 success. Okay, so you don't get that... so the complication...
Or threat, whatever you prefer.
Yeah, I think for this one, I'll bank it as threat this time, and because this isn't the mishap, I get to go to the mishap table.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
So you got your 1 success. Then, Doctor.
If no one objects, the doctor will use 1 momentum, as he's not the sort of brawniest of people.
Yeah.
Go.
Nice.
Nice.
Morning constitutionals. that's what-
Exactly. Yeah.
That's nice. Well, we get that momentum back in,
He's
right?
Yeah, I would
small
put
and he's
Yeah.
short,
those
but
points back into the.
he's like one of those ER doctors that just fucking works out every time he's not in the hospital.
Right.
So that's 2 momentum you built out of that.
Yep.
Excellent.
Nice.
Okay, Al.
Yeah, he's got the same issue. He's only got an 8. So I think I might use 1 momentum in the hope that if he does roll well, I'll
Okay.
get it back.
So you got 3.
Yeah, okay. No, missed by
Oh no.
Okay, so that means now, unless you want to spend a fortune point to re-roll any number of your dice, you have 3 fortune points right now. That's your green bar.
Yep. And do I have to decide? Well, I assume I decide how many I want to re-roll before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you might as well do all 3 since you.
Right. Yeah, you'd want to roll.
And it's only like it's
Warren,
1
success.
fortune
it's
point
one
allows you to
point
spend
for
as
as many-
re-roll as many as you like. You don't have to.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah, it's not
I'll
1
do
for
that.
1.
Okay, I'll do that then. So.
Okay. There you go. There's your success.
Nice.
And no complications. Okay. So you're likewise making your way up and just reduce your green bar by 1. Lieutenant.
I will spend 1 momentum for a 3rd die.
Okay.
So I am the least cold, resilient person in this party for certain.
American. That increases your truth by.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I'll take
Nah,
it.
you were right.
Yeah, I was right.
Yeah.
Too bad to be right.
You spend a fortune point.
No, I will take my. I'm fatigued is proper. I think I should be fatigued.
Okay.
This
All
is
right.
Louisiana or whatever.
So that means you are at an 8. Your max stress is currently an 8, and let's see. I'm gonna surreptitiously look down at my notes here. Make note of your name.
Yeah, to see what kind of bonuses he's going to get as we go forward.
Record something
That's awesome.
there. Okay. Then it is Sergeant Bob.
Okay. So we only have like 1
Come on, Bob.
momentum less.
Only 1
Yeah,
momentum
I'm
left. Yeah.
Use it.
I got a more than a 50-50 chance, so. Yes.
Look at that.
Oh, look at
Nice.
amazing.
So that's 3 successes then, right?
It
One
is. You got,
automatically?
yep. 2 momentum out of that.
Fantastic.
What are you thinking? Just dump it in the pool or?
I don't know. Can you use 2 momentum to like make like a truth or make something happen?
Yes, you can. Yeah.
All right, here's a proposal. So I know the shotgun fell, so there should be a challenge to get it, but maybe it fell like not into the abyss, but there's a way to
Like
reach it on the
dangling from a
ledge.
tree or something?
Yeah, or down below, right?
Yeah.
We have to use some of our resources, but maybe.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say we stumble into a giant bonfire. It just happened to be just.
It fell onto a troop column that was coming to resupply us.
Yeah. No, but
Yeah,
Yeah,
no. I
maybe-
think a ledge. Like, let's say there's a slippery ledge that it's
Yeah.
on. So, yeah, I love that. Okay, so it's sitting there.
Awesome.
You're like, oh, fuck.
Good call.
You know?
Yeah.
All right, so here's what I think I'm going to do is...
yeah, just with her moving up, and I look down, and I'm like, oh, where is it? Where is it? And then I say, I spot it, and I'll point it out.
Oh, and you guys have that extra use of the climbing gear, too.
That's
Yeah,
okay.
that was an idea.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so here's what I'm going to say. So this is at the end. This is your first hour that has concluded. You had passed the first checkpoint, which was 30 minutes of travel. You had passed the second checkpoint, which was 15 minutes after that, and you were on your way towards the third checkpoint. As you're making your way along here, that's when you stumbled and fell, and you can see that Lieutenant McNear is a little more winded by this than perhaps he's not used to cold weather hiking. But what you can see down below, and let me I'll bring you guys to another thing to give you a sense of scale. I think this gives you a sense of the misery of clambering up this thing. But let's take a look at this.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Wow. That looks awful.
Yeah.
Then, what do you think you're going to do? So here's what I think is, this will take you half an hour, 15 minutes to get set up, and down there, 15 minutes to get scrambled back up. That's going to add half an hour to it to go and try and recover this thing. But With the climbing gear, which will make it possible, this will only be a difficulty 2 brawn plus athletics with a climbing focus.
Okay.
And I think I'll let one other person help you if they've got athletics.
Okay. So this is so we're doing what?
It's brawn plus athletics.
The brawn plus athletics. Okay, that's not bad. That's 14 for me.
Okay.
Okay. Right.
And you can spend 1 fortune to get an automatic 1.
Yeah, how
Those
badly do we
dice.
need that thing?
I feel pretty strongly that we need it from what I have glimpsed of the supernatural in this area.
Yeah, I'll use my fortune point to do that.
Okay. So
I would give you one of mine, but I can't do that.
why don't you describe for us how you go scrambling down this thing, rappel down the rope, and collect that, I think it's called an Ithaca.
Since I dropped it, I take responsibility. And then I'm just going to tie the rope around. Hopefully someone can help secure some of the climbing gear and put some pythons on there and then kind of shimmy down the ledge very gingerly. There's probably a lot of wind and I'm fortunate, I'm fortunate. Maybe Miller is a bit, got some, maybe he's not a religious man, but this time he's going to pray as he looks down.
Yeah. Because it is way
the wind
the fuck
dies
down.
Yeah, the wind dies down a little bit, so he's able to collect it. And even though it's snowing, it doesn't, blow him or smash him against the mountain. So
Nice.
there's some fortune played into that.
Excellent. And if someone wishes, I did say someone could assist. If someone wants to make the roll for their assist, you may generate some momentum.
Yeah, I think I've got the best chance. I think.
Okay.
Awesome.
It's only a
So
9.
you're
but-
up there helping him go down. Go ahead.
Yeah.
And just adjust your green bar down to a 2, please.
Oh shit! I was completely
He
wrong.
really wants to help. He jumps down. He's shimmering down
Yeah.
after you.
Roll too many dice. You want me to roll again or take?
Yes, please roll again. It's a 1.
Yeah.
Oh,
So it
but
is,
not a
but
complication.
the complication
Or
range is
there?
only 19 to 20 right now.
Okay, good. Oh,
So yeah, you don't help, but I mean, you may be a little out of your depth. I'll give you a little insight into growing up in Manitoba. It is flat as fuck. So there is no opportunity you would have to really taking advantage of any orienteering. So perhaps you're
Never
just
used
standing
a
in a way
rope
that's not
before.
helpful, but also not hindering things. So. All right. Then with that, Sergeant Bob comes back up over the ledge. Half an hour lost. But if Bear is correct, another half hour, and you guys will reach checkpoint 3.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
So if you could spend, you can spend 2 momentum to reduce it by 15 minutes each time. So if you guys can generate 2 momentum in the course of the next round of survival and physical training checks, you could have the next check for resistance happen as you guys arrive at checkpoint 3. Okay.
I will just say to Bob as he finally clambers back up, and it's like first his hand, and then the weapon comes up onto the ledge,
Love
and we
it.
help him up.
Yeah.
Excellent job, Bob.
Yeah.
Job, Miller.
It's not used to calling people by their
Well, it
name.
was my fault to begin with, so
Well, I think this will
Mountain
come in
fault.
very handy.
I thought
hope so.
hell was hot. I was wrong.
Really? God damn it. Is it getting colder as you're getting up here, Travis? My God. Okay, so we're on our second pass for this. So, starting with the Insight plus Survival Orienteering, Lieutenant, we lost. Sean disappear? There he is. Whoosh.
I went down to pet. I went down to pet the
Oh,
pooch.
good. That is always
Nice.
approved on the Dungeon Musings
Yeah.
YouTube channel.
That's right.
You'll be taking the lead once again. What would you like to do?
Let's see. I will take the cheap die.
Okay. So 0 momentum left. You want to give me any threat? Get that second one.
I'm gonna
help set up-
ahead and just
They had trouble
difficulty
last
2,
time.
you said, huh?
What's that?
Difficulty 2.
Difficulty is 3. Once again, that blizzard ain't getting any better the further you get up. You do have a full complement of fortune points as well, too, though.
Just trying to bleed me of those, isn't he? Just chatting on that thing.
Yeah.
Yep. I get a discount. I get Modiphius points every time I get characters drained of all of their resources.
Yeah, right. Dungeon Musings.
I like that.
time now. Big time.
Make you use up your narrative metacurrency and save on some
Yeah.
products. It's a great,
Nice.
great deal.
Works out for everybody. Oh,
Yeah.
wait, not us.
I'll give you two threat.
2 threat. Love it.
So rolling a 4
Well-
dice because I got
Go ahead.
1 out of the pool. What's that? Drew?
Oh, I see. So the second dice costs 2.
The fourth
right,
die.
Kev?
The fourth die costs 2. The fifth die costs 3. The third die costs 1. The fourth die costs 2. The fifth die costs 3.
Correct.
Yeah.
So, you're not getting a 5th dice, are you?
No. So no.
So it makes you like,
Calm
come on,
down,
give me
calm
that
down,
threat.
Calm down.
I created a monster. I love it.
Yeah, one from the momentum pool for the third, and 2 threat to you for the fourth.
Okay.
And I'm going to try to aid you if you do well. I mean, I'm going to try to aid you anyway, but
'Kay.
ideally you do well and I can help you.
Okay. So here we
Let's
go.
see.
And I think
So,
Dr.
I can help you up.
Yep, great. So go ahead and make your roll.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay. So then,
You have a focus?
Yeah, what was
Yeah,
your focus?
not quite. Three just
Okay.
misses me. Yeah, good reminder, but yeah, not quite.
okay, so that's 1. So it's 3 successes?
Yeah, yes.
Oh, 2 successes. No. Because that's an 11. Okay, so you actually haven't succeeded yet.
No.
So
So you may need to spend a fortune to re-roll.
I think
12 and 18, yeah.
correct me if I'm wrong, but I think as long as I get at least one, as long as the leader get at least one
Oh, yes, it is.
success,
At least one
irrespective
success,
of
you're right.
difficulty,
Yep,
the
you're good.
assistance comes in. So
Yes. So
Okay,
that is a
there's
3.
one, and then
so
here's
there,
then one
so you
from me,
succeeded.
and one from you.
Nice. So it's 1 net success, 1 next momentum. You want to spend
good.
anything on that? Do you want to sink that into the pool, or do you want to use that to shorten the time by 15 minutes?
Oh yeah, he's shortening. It's just bitterly cold up here.
All right,
It's
that
understandable.
leaves only Private Ginther and Sergeant Bob. Sergeant Bob, you're taking the lead on this one.
Yes, I am. So we don't have anything in the momentum, right?
Nothing in the momentum pool
No.
yet. No.
You have like 19 out of 40 threat? What?
I love that there's no top end for it too.
Yeah,
My
Exactly.
first time running Conan for a whole bunch of people, I think I tapped out at about 50 because I ran out of tokens.
Oh
I had 50 Doom, and then blew through it
Wow.
all playing a Ghoul King. It was awesome.
Nice.
That was at the that was the marathon.
Yeah. First game.
Weekend,
Marathon.
yeah.
One of the game
Yeah.
marathons at least.
Yeah.
Okay. Then,
I gotta roll.
yeah.
So,
What are you thinking here? Do you want to give me some threat to get some extra dice?
What's the difficulty?
Difficulty
For the
is
skill?
a 3 once again.
3.
Yeah.
And my target is a 14, but no.
No focus.
Pretty good. I think you should give him some threat, Carl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'll give you some threat. At least roll 3 dice.
Do you roll 3 dice? Okay, so I got 1 extra
Yeah.
threat. Okay, so go ahead and roll 3. You need 3 successes on this.
Come on, Carl. You can do it.
Here it comes, big money. There you
Oh,
go. 1, 2,
nice.
3.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
that's
Al, go ahead and make your check. Nice. So 1 extra
Nice.
momentum. You want to spend that to cut down the time?
I think time is the essence because we're freezing out here.
Yeah. All right. So as you reach checkpoint 3, guys, I do need. This will be to reflect the reduction. I'll go reverse order I did last time. So brawn and resilience, because I realize like some of you guys may benefit more from a momentum buildup from people who are better at this than the
Right.
later ones. So I'll just
That's
kind of
true.
zoom back and forth each time.
Yeah.
I will make that same gesture each time as well. So
yeah, of course.
Sergeant Bob, we require a brawn plus resilience check against a difficulty 1 for you.
Okay.
And I will advise that the Canadian will not apply to resisting the cold because what you trade off your Canadian
I got
truth
2.
for is complaining. So,
All right, I got one.
beautiful. Yep, you got your success. Okay, so you are not affected by the cold this time.
Great.
I mean, you've been really working up a lather here, going up and down the mountain and whatnot. So, and one of the uses of one of the climbing kits has been expired, or has been used up. Lieutenant McNear. This is a brawn plus resilience against difficulty 1. We threaten it up here.
Yeah, I'll give you. Got to go for the cheap die at least. I'll give you the 1.
Yeah, that's stuff. Lucky 21.
Just so I'm pretty bad at this.
Oh, you're right.
How the hell did you get a 31?
Yeah, that's impressive.
Something's wrong.
You've led like
you got to listen as an exploding dice. That's why.
exactly. Yeah.
That was that was a wrong. That was a wrong
So
setting. There.
Cthulhu awakens on the mountain, stomps
At
down.
the end.
Yeah, there's a special section in the book. It said.
Exactly. What's this loose page in here? Oh, it says when you roll a 31 and a d20.
Stop reading that.
Euclidean space and time has shattered, and what you give us that 3d20 not exploding once again.
Okay.
I'll give you the benefit of the doubt here instead of getting 2 complications from that.
I appreciate that. Here we go.
There you
Got
go.
one.
Okay, 1.
And there's
1.
your success. Yeah. Outstanding. And no complications.
Yay.
All right, so you likewise, you know what? I think now that you've got yourself moving, this physical exertion is actually helping with the circulation. Al, Private Ginther. What are you thinking? Am I getting any threat?
I'm just gonna go with the 2 dice.
Sounds good.
See how we get on.
Go. Ooh,
Nice.
complication.
Oh, but a complication.
City. Would you kindly give us a d20 roll, please?
20, 11.
So as you were hiking along, now did you get 1 success out of that? You did. Okay, so you got your necessary 1 success. Here's the complication. You're sort of making your way along a bit of a scrambling ridge, and you slip a little bit and have to pull yourself up. And that's when you realize that you have accidentally torn a hole in your fatigues. They will no longer be providing you any protection against the cold. So, you don't suffer any fatigue from this because you did make the success, but you tore a hole in your fatigues. Dr. Gottlieb Stein.
I will give you 1 thread
Have it.
for the extra. 1 success.
There you go. Making your way up the hill as well. Again, a surprisingly spry, older gentleman. And lastly, Monsieur Vernier. Sadly, the plan to perhaps feed you some momentum is out the window. So.
Yes, but I am no stranger to threat, so I shall give you 1 threat and roll 3 dice. 2 successes.
2 successes.
So I am able to put 1 back into the pool to help start the next checkpoint in start off right.
Sounds great. So as you guys are heading, one of the overwhelming feelings of making your way up here, partly caused by the monotony of just crunching along for now 2 hours up this mountain, and in part because of the limited visibility, but also because the few times where you get fleeting glimpses of the town, you see how far down below and how small and insignificant it seems. You were all very, very alone up here. Al, you rolled a complication, right?
Yeah, last time.
Let me just quickly mark something down that probably doesn't mean anything, but might.
Or something very good. You don't know.
Yeah, definitely. Who gets the surprise party first? So as you get to the 3rd point, you see again that wan, flickering electric light up there. And there's something strange. You see, much of the mountain is either exposed rock or snow at this point, so it's a very monochromatic experience as you guys have been hiking your way up here. And as you're sort of collecting yourselves and getting ready to get to the final, past the final 2 checkpoints, there is something. Who do you think would be the first one at the top here? It's probably either Lieutenant McNear or Sergeant Bob. Sergeant Bob seems to be the one who's helping everyone along, so maybe it is McNear.
Yeah, maybe the lieutenant's in the front and
fatigued.
Oh, but McNear is kind of tanked out too. So it'd be one of the two. Maybe you guys should come up around the same time. You see it and you sort of hustle up to this. Sergeant Bob, you've seen a great deal of the worst that can be done to living things from violence. Blood, broken bones, torn skin, and even the exposure of innards and vital fluids is sadly something you have a great deal of experience, often mixed with pools of mud. But what you see right near this checkpoint is something quite clearly. It is viscera, and it is blood, and it is, at one point, was something living. But it is so mangled at this point that you can't even conceive what this may have been at some point. You were the first one up here. Would you give us a will and resilience check, please? Difficulty 1. And actually, what's your veteran of the war?
Veteran of the Great War.
I think just because of the way I framed it, I didn't intend this, but just because of the way I framed it, you would be reasonable to say, hey, can I use my truth? That would drop it to a 0, meaning you just need to roll a success, which will automatically become a momentum.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, I'll use that truth then. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. There's one momentum in the pool right now if you want to add on to it, but...
No, I'll just roll the 2d20.
Kim?
I got 1 success.
1 success? So you add 1 to the momentum pool. So, Sergeant Bob, you see this first. What do you do?
Well, I kind of hold my hands up and I say, hey guys, Lieutenant, there's stuff up here. It doesn't look good. Doesn't look good.
It's personnel?
I can't tell, right? Kevin, I can't tell. But I just know there's this stuff around. I can't tell.
It's covered in a little bit of snow, but it's blood and viscera and entrails, and like you can't. It was a living thing, and there's steam coming off of this. It was a living thing at some point, but it's so you would need to have someone with some kind of training in perhaps animal handling or medicine to be able to identify what the hell this thing actually may be.
How fresh, Sergeant?
It's still steaming. Maybe bring up one of the docks or the dock.
Still steaming. Yeah, Doc, why don't you take a look? The rest of us stay sharp. This thing just died.
Okay.
Yep.
Are we all clambering up, though? We're all still...
Yeah, you're all sort of clambering up to this point, to this checkpoint here.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of put my hand up, so in theory you should stop, but you don't have to.
Okay. No, that's fine.
I mean, LT will avoid it'll go, well, if we can climb around it a little. I don't know if that's possible, but if we can.
Yeah, it doesn't block the path. It's a little off the side. But yeah, if you want to bring everyone up to be in this immediate vicinity, it's not like it's a single switchback that leads up the entire mountain here. This is one of those points where the checkpoint's set up so that you can actually take a bit of a break. So there's a bit of a, a flatter point here where it's set.
Let's give him a little room. Doc, if you want to take a look, Private, why don't we set up? You and I set up a bit of an observation point. Make sure whatever took place here doesn't come back. ETN, don't get lost.
Okay.
I will not get lost. And he's like staring at whatever that is, and he might be starting to drift closer.
Then would Doctor, if you would kindly give us a reason plus academia check first to figure out what this is, and there may be a follow-up check to determine further information. Difficulty is 1.
I will use 1 point of momentum if I can.
Okay.
Can I assist with that then?
What's that, Private?
No, just saying, can I assist with that?
Yeah, I think so. Do you have training in animal handling?
Not animal handling, I've got academics, but...
Actually, the other one is reason and survival.
I've got reason and survival.
Yeah, why don't you help with reason and survival? Doctor?
Reason and academia. Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah!
Oh, man.
No.
Beautiful.
Hold the torch steady. What do you make of this? As so you
know what I'm going to do? Hold on.
Let's take a closer look.
I'm actually going to have each of you kindly give us, as you get in closer to this thing, I think there's a moment where one thing in it twitches, and you both can...
Oh.
Would you both give us a will and resilience check? Difficulty 2 here. If you fail, you're going to take some damage. Whoever, and if you want to take momentum, give me threat. Let me know.
Nice.
Okay, you good?
I have seen worse than this.
I'm going to take 1 momentum. This is not good.
Okay.
Yeah, do it. Nice.
Nice. So you guys both, as it sort of twitches, you both stop and kind of look at one another like. Dr. Gottlieb Stein, this was, at one point, you sort of poke at it with perhaps a pen or perhaps I don't know what you would have with you. This was a deer at some point. Would you give us now a reason and medicine test? Difficulty of 2. Anyone who's trained in medicine can assist with this, if they choose.
I've got medicine since I've overcome the initial.
Nice.
Turns out you're that morbid kid who likes playing with dead things. Oh, that's a complication.
What was it? Medicine and reason.
Medicine and reason, yeah.
Yeah.
So then, Doctor, would you care to spend a fortune point re-roll?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Right, I haven't spent a fortune point yet.
I was going to say you haven't got any successes yet. Okay.
There you go. So 1 success and 2 successes. So you're between the two of you, and you've gotten rid of that complication, so that's good. What you can tell is after a bit of, poking and moving stuff around, what you realize is that the injuries that cause this thing to die and to be in the state that it's in, there are teeth marks on it, but whatever this is, the center part of its body where the rib cage is and where part of the spine is, they have been torn apart. Whatever did this must have phenomenal strength.
Torn apart from the outside.
From the
not torn
outside,
apart from,
yeah.
Okay. Now, I guess we don't have any bonus successes, so can we tell how long ago, like how fresh it still is, or?
This, yeah,
unfortunately, it's steaming.
Yeah. And its body was doing things like that, twitching that it shouldn't be doing that. So
yeah, I assume the doctor will sort of lecture theater style talk Al through this and see if he agrees with the sort of that could be like wolf bites, some sort of bite marks, but the strength, the pressure to rip it open is just phenomenal. I'm not familiar with the animals here. Could this have been a bear?
Maybe a bear. Yeah, a big bear.
Well, it must have been very recent. It's still warm or steaming.
I mean, would there be any tracks? I guess the wind would just blow straight over any tracks.
yeah, you could. I think it's effectively going to be a 5 difficulty for this, but you could try. I think that would be a survival, and is tracking a specialty? Let's see here.
If it is, I haven't got it.
Yeah, I have
tracking's-
survival. I have tracking as a focus too.
Nice. Yeah, so if you want, it's difficulty 5, so it's a pretty high difficulty, but you could try. Anyone with survival could assist with that.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah, I mean, I got survival, but not as good as that.
all right. We have no momentum either. All right.
No.
All right. So I have. What you said it was insight?
It is, for this, yeah, it'll be insight and survival.
Okay.
Difficulty 5.
Jeez.
So who is anyone going to assist with this?
Yeah, I definitely.
Doctor will help.
Okay,
Yeah, I can assist.
so go ahead, Sergeant.
Yeah, I'll give a threat to. Yeah, there's
that-
3 dice.
Wow.
Oh, that's good. That's actually really good.
That's really good,
'cause-
yeah.
Yeah, because I have survival 4, so that's.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
beautiful. So that's 4 successes already. 5, 6, 7 successes.
Oh, geez.
Wow.
Okay. Man, we're.
Okay. So 7 successes, which means, yes, there are tracks here. And, like, you cannot conceive of how... This is such an amazing bit of insight in Howling Wind. Sergeant Bob points out something, and you're like, how the fuck did he... Even those of you who have training in it, like, how did he see that? You have 2 momentum on top of that.
Yeah, we have 2 momentum. Yeah. Do we want to
Now, let me tell you what the information you've got thus far is.
Okay.
The tracks that are around here are those of very large wolves.
Very large wolves, you said?
Yeah. And I think as you say that out loud, Monsieur Vernier goes, "Wow!"
Yes. This is not surprising to me. This is why I thought we needed that weapon you hold in your hands.
So you have 2 momentum. You could ask me a question, gather other information from it. You could dump it into the momentum pool, or do whatever you like. What do you
I
think?
mean, we can follow it, right, with the information we have.
If you want to spend
Follow
1,
them?
you could tell you the direction that it's heading from here. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. We'll do that.
That's a good idea.
So with 1, I can tell you the tracks head up in the direction of checkpoint 4.
Of
Oh, wow.
course.
So, all right. Well, I guess that'll make us be a bit more wary.
We're on its trail now. Here we go.
1 momentum left.
And I feel like we saved that one, unless you guys have a burning question. That, I mean, we know they're
I think we
wolves.
keep it in
They're
order.
large wolves.
Okay.
We'll probably see them up ahead, or encounter them. They're very well. If you share that information, that they were strong enough to tear apart, you know. I don't know.
think the first aid kit's not going to cut the mustard for it, but let me take a look here.
Okay. No, I just thought it might have a needle and thread.
What you
type
could do,
situation.
though, hold on.
You could spend 1 fortune to make it happen. Immediately introduce a new truth to the scene.
Yep, patch job. So you have a truth on it. You could maybe, like you said, like you've been through winter training. You know that this shit can happen sometimes. So you've carried your extra patch kit. It'll cost you 1 momentum, but it'll repair it.
One. Unfortunately, it's
Oh,
1
no momentum,
fortune.
one fortune point. Thank you.
Yeah.
What do you think?
We've only got. Depends how long we're going to be out here, I guess.
You are at coming up on
2 more
checkpoint
stops.
4 will be the next. If Bear is correct, you have another hour and 15 minutes on average to get to the end of this first leg. Then you have to make a choice of climbing for 2 hours up a cliff or traveling for 5 hours the long way around.
Okay. He's going to grim and bear it and see if it gets worse,
Okay,
and then resort to that.
you got it. Okay, then we are on to our next hour. I think all of this looking around, checking for tracks, Do you guys think it would have you'd be able to get it done in 15 minutes, or do you think it's half hour a more reasonable estimate?
Probably half hour between. I mean, looking over the corpse and looking for the tracks and.
Yeah.
See, this is why you guys are awesome players. Not trying to take advantage of like, yeah, no, it probably took longer.
Probably took a while, yeah.
Yeah.
Which happens when everybody's a GM
scene.
too.
Exactly. I was going to say. Yeah, really. All right, so we have our next hour of travel then. Well, you have half an hour of travel right now, but it will be coming up in the next hour. So, SOP from last time was Sergeant Bob and Al were making the brawn and athletics checks, and the rest were making the orienteering. Are we going to do the same thing again?
Yeah.
Okay, because we got that SOP, which order do you want to go in? I guess which one do you expect to generate more momentum on to feed into the other one? Because mechanically we can choose to do either of the checks in whatever order we want.
Yeah.
I'll leave it to you guys.
So I'm rolling against an 11, and I don't know, with a focus, with an active focus of 2. And I'll have some assistance. Is that right? Some people are assisting.
Two assisting you.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's my profile. What's the profile of the other one?
The other one, so it's the brawn, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So brawn, so has 14 chance to get it. So I have a 14.
No assistance though, right? Or
One assistant with
One
Val.
assistance. So for this leg, what I'm going to do is the difficulty of this is going to be a 2, but the complication range drops to an 18 now.
Ooh. Okay.
Okay. So,
Okay.
who would like to make the roll first?
sounds pretty close. The
Yeah,
factors
agreed.
are fairly close here.
Yes, I
One
say
of
the
them's
orienteering because you could
Okay.
more people helping,
Yep.
Yeah.
more chance for momentum.
Sounds good.
So go ahead. So first off, Lieutenant, are you giving me any? First off, there's one momentum available, and are you giving me any threat?
I'm going to spend the momentum. Spend that one momentum.
Okay.
And roll 3 dice. So here we go.
Go.
Okay. Well,
Okay. One success.
assistance.
One so
Assistance
far.
counted.
One success.
There we
There's the
go.
successes and
Nice.
one momentum. Nice.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay. So you guys are making your way up. Then, Sergeant Bob, are you giving me any? Or there's one momentum in the pool.
Yeah, I'll use that momentum in the pool.
Okay.
So I'll throw 3 dice.
Here we go. Difficulty 2. And there's with
nice.
one momentum
That's-
on top. Al,
Yes.
2 momentum on
Yes,
top.
we
What would you like to
Nice.
do
Good.
with that 2 momentum?
We're trying to make this go faster, right? So
Yeah.
I'll use
Yeah,
at least
make
one
up for
moment.
lost time.
Yeah, because we delayed some time.
Yeah, you can
So
spend the 2
use one
momentum
to
to
go fast.
get the half hour, reduce it by half hour.
Yeah,
Or do you
let's
want to put
that.
it in the momentum pool?
Just reduce the time.
Okay. All right. So then that means you guys pass checkpoint 4 very quickly, and you are well on your way to reaching checkpoint 5. However,
I think that it's starting to it represents like how we're starting to learn to work together.
Yeah.
We didn't know each other on the train, and now we are actually starting to be able to like work with each other effectively.
absolutely. So then, however, we are turning to the brawn and resilience check. Monsieur Vernier, you are up first here. This is a difficulty of
Alrighty.
1 because of your winter fatigues.
Right. So
Success.
and we have we have 0 momentum.
No
in the
momentum.
pool.
You want to give me a
Okay,
threat?
so of course I am. I'm all for threat.
How much am I getting?
You're getting 1.
Okay.
So I'm going to roll 3 dice.
Yeah.
I've got a 12, TN, 2 successes.
So you have 1. Oh, and a complication.
Yeah, I was hoping maybe you wouldn't notice.
Monsieur
but,
Vernier, would you kindly give us a 1d20 roll?
I am a master of complications today.
I mean, you could spend a
here we
fortune point
go.
and re-roll those, I guess. You haven't spent any.
You're right. I haven't spent any. So I will spend a fortune point to re-roll that 18 because both the other 2 are successes.
Okay.
So here we go.
Yes! Yes, roll 20. As I was saying, if you could kindly...
Yeah. It got worse.
I think I just got more Modiphius points.
And a complication.
I'm pretty sure I got more Modiphius points for that, because I not only got the complication, I also got you to spend a fortune point.
That's right. Yeah.
All right, so go ahead and give us a d20 roll, please.
Oh my god. Okay. I don't. You said one higher was better, but I don't know if that's really true. I guess we're gonna find out because I got a 5.
So in the effort of trying to keep yourself warm, you have overexerted yourself. You've gained 1 fatigue. So
Okay.
I'm just going to adjust your
Are you gonna do it? Great. Thank
stress
you.
threshold here down to a 13.
I have seen much in my day, so my threshold for stress is quite high to begin with, but this is still not a good situation.
All right, Doctor, you are up next. It is Brawn plus Athletics, difficulty 1. No,
And because I got the 2 successes, Kev, right?
Brawn plus
There is
resilience.
one in the
That's right, yeah.
momentum.
And I
pool.
think David put that in there already.
Oh, thanks, David. You're on top of it.
And
Thank you.
Brawn
I
plus...
will then happily use that.
Please do.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
We're going to spend any
one.
fortune
My
points to reroll
God.
that?
Oh, it's a communication. Ooh. Yes, I will. I'll just re-roll the 19.
Let's see Sean's eyebrows getting even higher.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see what happens here.
So it gives a 1d20 reroll. Let's see here. There you go. So actually, it's 3 successes.
That was good.
So
Good
it's
job.
2 momentum. That's a fortune point well spent. Where do you want to put that momentum?
Back in the pool for others to use.
There you go. Al, you're looking at a difficulty 2 because of the terror in your fatigues that you have not told anyone about. So,
I'm going to use 1 momentum, just roll 3 dice.
okay.
I'll hope for the best.
Oh, you rolled the exploding
what happened
dice.
here?
But here's the
Yeah.
thing. That means you rolled a 20. So we have 2 complications and a failure. Would you like to spend a fortune point to re-roll any of those?
I
suppose it will get rid of potentially.
can re-roll all of them.
Yeah, you can roll all of them. Spend 1 point re-roll all of
that's
them if you
true.
like.
Yeah, I think I will. He's getting pretty desperate.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
That's 2 successes. So you know what? Good prairie boy, you're soldiering on. Okay, and once again, a fortune point well spent. So, no...
My turn.
Yeah, next up is Lieutenant McNear.
Okay.
So,
I will spend one of the momentum for 3rd die,
okay.
and here we go. I think he's just wearing out. I think it's probably that's what he does. I mean, he's not a particularly the cold's getting to him.
Yep. Let me finish. Oh boy. Recording something here.
Kevin's just a meticulous note taker. That's the only
That is
reason. He's writing this all down.
Absolutely it. Oh boy. Okay. Then you once again suffer more fatigue.
Did we get any successes? Man, okay.
There we go. Your stress threshold is now a 7. All right. Then, you sure you don't want to spend a fortune point to re-roll any of those?
Nope.
Okay.
All right.
Then it is Sergeant Bob's turn. What are you doing, Sergeant Bob?
Okay. I'm just gonna roll. I just need 1, right? So, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
you
gonna
just need
roll
1, yeah, because you got the winter fatigues on.
2d20. Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah,
2
good.
successes.
With 1 momentum.
Yeah, so I'll put that momentum back into the pool for the other people's.
All right. So then, folks, we have the last stretch leading up to checkpoint 5. So, I'm assuming same SOP as before. Do you wish the Lieutenant McNear to make the survival check first?
How bad? I mean, he's like suffering, right? It's hindering.
He's looking a little winded.
But it doesn't affect his roll.
It doesn't
Doesn't
affect.
affect the
Okay.
roll.
No, just means that he's much more prone. His stress threshold is down. Mm-hmm. So he's much
A
more prone
lot
to
of
injury.
grumbling from an officer, though. A lot of grumbling going on.
Yeah. Can't start it. So what? You're starting at 2 dice. Would you like to give me any?
Yeah.
You guys went on the hill for 3.5 hours, by the way.
Oh,
Yeah, no, it's nuts.
brutal.
I'll spend 1 momentum for a third die.
Okay.
Nice.
Hey, Sean, you know what happens when you spend a fortune point? It counts as spending as an extra dice, but it counts as if you rolled a 1.
Just trying to pry those out
But
of there.
there's that
Just pry
sweet
them out of there.
19. Now, did you want to re-roll? That's actually difficulty for this is a 2 once again, but the threshold's a 18.
I'm gonna. Oh,
Do you
so
want
that's true. There's a complication right there. I'm gonna rely on my assistants, and
Okay.
I'll
Okay.
take the complication if.
Love it. Yep. Okay,
There
fail.
we go.
Oh, there you go.
Nice.
So you got your 2 successes. Now, Lieutenant, would you give us a 1d20 roll, please?
All right. Let's see. Oops.
This is something I love about this adventure is they give you a list of potential mishaps that can happen during
Oh,
the
that's
test.
good.
That's
awesome.
I was wondering where you were getting that from.
Yeah.
If you had written it or it was
Nice.
in the adventure. That's awesome.
No, right in the adventure is a great, like really, it wasn't just the fact that this was Canadian and it was, involved a lot of wilderness survival stuff. It's also like, it's a very well designed adventure.
That's great.
Okay.
Okay, calm down, GM. Calm down. Calm down.
Wrong direction delayed by 1 hour.
Well,
So,
the good thing is we did spend a lot of momentum to speed us up, so we're probably
Yep.
just back at the original time.
Right.
but you
right.
did succeed, yeah. So, you succeed in the task eventually. It does mean you're making 2 checks to resist weather after this.
Okay.
Thank you, the LT. Then it is Sergeant Bob's roll.
Okay. So I'm gonna use the momentum that's there,
Okay.
and this is a good one. Oh no, it's 11, but I have a good tracking range here.
Okay. So your total you're rolling against is an 11?
Oh, what? I did somewhere. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah.
Nice.
Two
Okay.
successes.
Okay. So you got 2
Yeah,
successes.
because it's a insight plus survival, right?
Yep. No. It's
This is brawn.
yeah,
plus
brawn
what?
and athletics.
Oh, that was 14.
Oh,
it's still
so
two
close to
successes.
3 then. Okay, and
Yeah,
then
2 successes.
Private Ginther. Okay, not a complication though. So you did get a success. So unfortunately, here's what I need from you guys. Is I need 2 checks for brawn and resilience because the LT took you the long way round.
Well, can I ask a procedural question, Kevin, on making 2 checks? Should we
Yeah.
do it once each and then come around again and do it once again, or should we do 2 at a time?
Like what we'll do is I think we started with you last time and went over, right? So we'll start with Sergeant Bob. We'll go across, and then you'll do 2 back to back, and then we'll carry on
Okay.
back.
Cool.
Is that okay, or is that
That sounds good.
That's okay. So Sergeant Bob, you're up first here. We need a brawn plus resilience check against a difficulty 1, please. And you can picture that there's a point where Sergeant McNear, you were hiking out across here. You're just, maybe the exhaustion is getting to you, and you realize that where the fuck is the path? Like, what path am I even following? You don't recognize the peak that's up before you. It just required you doubling back to try and get back on anything that resembles where you were supposed to be going, because otherwise you're lost in the middle of this blizzard on the top of this mountain. You did succeed in that, but it was a couple of scary moments. By moments, I mean
I hate this place. This place
truly.
sucks.
This is also sponsored by Tourism Canada. So, Sergeant Bob, how many? You got 2 dice. How many? You give me any threat or anything? Carl, I'm not sure if you're muted or not. I can't hear you at least.
Yeah, I was booking my tickets to Banff.
Carl, can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Okay, yeah, your roll next, bud.
Oh, I thought you said Lieutenant.
No, I said Sergeant Bob. So it's...
0. Jeez.
Oh, you want to fortune point that, or...
Yeah, I'm going to fortune point that.
Okay.
So you have no...
Here we go.
Okay.
There you go. 2 successes. Okay,
successes.
so that
Okay.
leaves 1 momentum that can go back in the pool if you like.
Are we rolling back to back?
Yeah, well,
No.
you're going to go, it's going to go across and then back to you. You're
Okay.
rolling first and then you'll be rolling last.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So I'll put that in the pool. I'll put that in the pool.
There, yeah, I mean, the LT looks a little,
Yeah.
greener in the gills
Yeah.
right now. So,
We're almost there, guys. We're almost there.
Lieutenant,
All right.
you give me any, using that momentum, or you give me any threat?
Yeah, I'll spend the momentum.
Okay. This is where to help your allies, you really want to load up on, give me 5 more threat, roll those 5 dice, and see all those complications come roll. I mean, see all those successes come rolling in.
Here we go. Here we go.
There you
Good
go.
start.
So 1 success, and you're not exposed to the cold, so you're good.
Awesome.
Private
Persistence?
Ginther,
Yeah, he's just going to push on. He's going to just...
roll 2, or you can take an extra dice.
No.
Oh boy, that is 0 successes. So, Private Ginther, you are beginning to feel the impact of the fatigue and the cold.
He's going to grin and bear it
Okay.
and not show.
Yeah, and you are. It's so cold too. Like, if it's just a little tear in it, but it feels like it gets up all the way inside your body. And every time you step, more cold air gets into more parts. It's incredibly unpleasant. Doctor.
I will give you a threat for an extra die.
Okay. And-
Yeah, I'll accept the complication.
Oh, jeez.
Kind of give us a 1d20 roll, please.
There must be some good results on this, right?
Definitely. Depending
Some
on
good results?
how many, so you sort of bundled yourself up. How many minor items are you carrying right now?
5.
5. Would you give us a D? I'm assuming you got them in a list somewhere?
Yes.
Give us a D5 roll. Whatever the first one in the list is,
There goes my first aid kit.
carried off in the blizzard.
Oh my god.
Okay. So then it is, but unfortunately you do manage to hold on because of your winter camouflage. Monsieur Vernier, your, would you wish to give me any threat?
Of course I do. Giving you 1 threat because there's
Here,
no
let me
momentum
make you
left,
guys
and I
feel
need
better
3
about
dice.
this. Watch this, guys. Here, I'll make it feel a little better about the... Look how small that bar is. Okay.
Oh, that's like nothing. You got like no threats.
I know.
This is okay. So I feel like I should give you even more. But you know what? I'm going to stay at 1.
Stay at 1. Okay, so you got 3 dice.
So I'll give you 3d20. Here you go.
Beautiful.
Yes.
No.
So
Holy
that
shit,
gives me 4 successes actually.
Yeah.
Because of the 1.
So that's
'cause I
3
have
momentum.
plus 4 and everything. Yeah. So I will dump the 3 momentum back into the pool, and then I will silence myself so that you don't have to get subjected to.
Might I
what's
make a
going on here.
suggestion for you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you could spend 2 of those to create a truth, right?
I could.
You could perhaps notice the flap torn in the side of Al's fatigues.
That is a great idea, but I don't care about my companions. No, what I know is that we have to come back around again, and I have to make another roll right away. So I think I'm gonna make my other roll first, and then decide if I want to do that.
Now we
Because
see
if I run to the same,
2
I'm notorious for complications already.
2 dice rolls ago. Guys, we're really coming together here. Now
Exactly.
we need to
Like,
see.
why are we doing this?
Gosh, Mountain sucks.
As the
Yeah, I'm Bill Paxton in Alien suddenly.
yes.
Um,
So
like that.
you have 3 momentum in
no,
the
I
pool.
just think I think for now, because of what's going on,
Hey.
I need to make this roll, and then if I have momentum
I
left,
think, as Monsieur Vernier would put out, you need to look out for for numero 1.
well, I'm just trying to generate more momentum, so there's more for everybody. That is my
Bless you,
objective.
Sean.
I do feel some camaraderie with this group. They've helped me already, so
Yep.
I want to help all of them, including Al.
Okay.
So I'm gonna use 1 momentum to have 3 dice,
Okay.
and I'll make my second roll here. Oh yes!
Whoa!
So 4 again.
Oh, wow.
Incredible. So what are you thinking?
So I will spend 2 so that everybody knows that Al has well, you know what? No, I'm gonna let Al decide what he wants to do, because I feel like I'm taking away.
What the truth would do is a result.
Yeah.
It's not just like notice the thing. I'll let you do exactly what you proposed. You'd be like, what are you got a hole in here. What are you doing?
Okay, then great. Yeah. So then I will do that, because I'm concerned now that I see it, that he's going to get frostbite and lose a limb or something. So I will spend 2 for that, which I have 2 left over. Put him back into momentum.
Oh, his leg as well too is just bright red at this point. So Al, your colleague, when you hit that final thing, has. And I think this is when you guys were lost. This is because we just finished up the first pass. You're on your way back now that McNear's got his bearings again, and you've what do you call it? You got yourself bundled up. I've only gotten lost hiking twice. Once on a mountain, once in a desert. Little scary each time. So I understand that, like, okay, there's a path around here fucking somewhere. Why does he need to find a path? So
George,
Vernier,
you have 1 momentum left, then, right?
1 left, yes.
Oh, you're
One-
right. So
yes.
yes, 1. Put 1 back in. You're right.
Yep.
Yep. Did the math wrong.
Then,
yeah.
Doctor, what would you like to do?
I will use 1 of that generously donated momentum to get a bonus die.
Here we
Then
go.
hope for the best. No, there we go.
Hey, and there's 2 successes. That's 1 momentum.
Yeah, put it back into the.
All right, Al, you're now only rolling against a difficulty of 1.
Yeah, I will. With my new sense of warmth, I'll take a momentum and
Okay,
let's try and get
3 dice. Here we
back
go.
on track.
That's 1. That's
just
all you
about.
needed. There we go. No momentum to go back in. LT.
Spending 1 momentum.
Okay.
And here we go.
Oh man.
Jeez.
You want to
Wearing
spend?
down.
You want to spend a fortune point?
I'm holding off.
Ow.
You know you can't have more than 3, right? And just as a fellow DM of these games, you know that often when you reach certain thresholds, like say the 5th in a series of 5 checkpoints, you might see a reward like a fortune point by having completed that first task.
All right.
I don't want to tell you how to spend your things, but you're
Sure,
hoarding
sure.
them like
I'll
they're
do it.
worth
I'll do it.
money.
Yeah. Like,
Well,
'cause we're like,
I mean, I'm banking on the per. If they were per session, I would be spending them more generously. But per adventure, I've tightened up to like some big,
Yeah.
dire situation.
But you're also supposed to be awarding them and getting them back as you go, too,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So,
It's
Fair enough.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's even in the rules. It's not Kevin just helping us out.
yeah.
I will re-roll. It.
Here we go. I can feel, guys, you only need 1. Let's see, 1 6 or less.
Oh,
Are
you're
you-
kidding me! And a complication.
Kevin, you sold me down the river. I just can't help but feel like you sold me right.
In fairness,
down the
I think
river.
it's technically sold you down the mountain. So,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Good call,
give us
Good call, good call.
a D20 roll, please.
good call.
This is what's balanced about, I think, their fortune meta currency in this game.
Totally. Here we go. Come on. So you are wobbling along here, McNear. McNear, do you have any courage?
Let's see here. Well, let's see. My will's a 9, so I think normally I would
Should
have
say
it for 1.
underneath the first.
Yes, 1. I have 1.
1. Okay, great. So 1. What you find is as you're hiking along. Now, hold on. Did you get any successes? You did.
No.
No. Okay. So let me make. You guys have all seen The Abyss, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So if I were to cast Lieutenant McNear as someone, perhaps Michael Bine might be a good choice then. What you see, Travis, is as you're hiking along, you're seemingly, this is at part of the point where you think you're back on the right track. You think you know how to find your way towards the proper trail. And you're looking around, and with the scene of that thing torn apart fresh in your mind, and knowing you're moving towards where those tracks are found, you look behind where you were, and for a briefest of seconds, you could swear you saw something moving along as if it was stalking and then turned and ran off. And you suffer, let's see here. Here you go. That is 3 points of stress. -1 from your fatigue, so you'll 2 points of stress. What do we see in fiction? How does this manifest?
I think McNear wheels and says, "Did you see that? I know you saw that. What was that?" And he's got his rifle up, pointing in that direction.
Yeah.
Anybody else see it?
We look
And
around.
his teeth
what,
are chattering
Lieutenant?
a little too.
No one else sees anything.
Are you okay, Lieutenant? I know
No,
it's
I'm
tough
not
out here.
okay. And his teeth chattering, and he's like wielding his rifle behind wherever I saw it.
Yeah.
Wherever I think I saw it.
So he's pointing the rifle off in that direction. The wind is howling around you. You guys see nothing in there. You don't know what he's talking
Was
about.
it more behind us or more in front of us?
Behind.
Behind.
Stalking you. You're certain of it.
I'm pretty sure something's back there. I'll take the caboose. At least for right now.
He's got the map wrapped up in plastic, kind of crunched up against his rifle as he moves back there. Nothing you can see.
Where is the top of this mountain? That's what I want to find.
I know we're almost there. All right.
And then Sergeant Bob.
Okay. I have a pretty good chance, so I'm going to just stick with the 2.
Okay. There is one momentum in the pool.
Yeah.
If you choose.
Well, I'm the last one to roll, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so might as well use it. See if I can get some back. Yes.
Nice.
Awesome.
So that is 4 successes.
4 successes.
Beautiful. So you got 3 momentum.
That's good. That's good.
Okay.
I'm pushing people. That's a good NCO does.
Yeah. So it's Sergeant Bob puts his hand on LT's shoulder and is like, "Lieutenant, we need to keep moving."
All right.
Yeah.
Let's go.
If he's from, I guess he mentioned he's maybe from like Louisiana, and I talk about, I've been there before, blah, 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 You guys are part Canadian, a lot of Acadians down there. Come on, you got this.
A little no surprise, Sergeant Bob is originally from Nova Scotia. Okay.
Yeah. We'll get there.
So, I hear the sound of someone shaking their ears. I love that sound.
Yep.
So, you guys are finally, mercifully, seeming to reach checkpoint 5.
Okay.
Tweet. There's that white light up ahead. It's only a good, maybe 20 meters up the hill. And that's when you hear it. Give me 2 moments to grab the appropriate number of tokens. Let me check the thing here. How am I going to fit all those in the screen? Okay.
I don't think we're going to finish this.
I don't think
What do you mean?
Act
It's almost
one.
done.
Yeah, exactly.
One was at the top.
Yeah. This is the, let's see here, 5. Okay. This is the mysterious adventure of hiking to one point, seeing a gross thing, and then coming back. I will give Modiphius credit for their brevity in adventure design. So, unfortunately, I have to spend some of my momentum. Because what comes bursting out of the white around you at medium range from above, not behind, LT. 7 starving wolves.
Oh, wow.
Now, I have actually ordered our musical cues finally. If this one will actually play, hold on.
Yeah, I got it's fine for me.
Yeah.
Is there music playing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't hear it on my end. Hold on. Give me 2 seconds. It's not working on my end here, so let me get rid of this, and I'll just add it back in because I know which one it is. No, it's screwing up on my end too. That's weird.
I hear it again.
Oh, that's
Yeah, I can hear it.
But this happened to me when I was running a game recently.
did
Where
it?
Yeah, I couldn't hear it, but everyone else was hearing it.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's
I think I hear it again.
huh. That is really weird. Let me try deleting it one more time. Oh no, it's not letting me do that. It's also not letting me stop playing it.
I know.
Okay. Let's see here. Oh, can I get rid of it? No, and it won't let me delete it either. What is going on, Roll20? Give me a second. I'm going to hit refresh here. And then we'll see what's going on. See if it shakes its brain loose here. There we go. Okay. Ginther. Go. Puppet. Yeah, and it's not playing for me again. That's really weird.
Oh, I hear it.
I hear it.
Can I get rid of it? Yeah. Okay, let me try one more time, and then I will give up and just try and kill you with the wolves. Here we go. Yeah, it just refuses to play now. That's weird. I don't know why it's doing that. Well, I got another one I can try. Let's see if this one works. Nope, does not work either.
We can hear it.
You can hear it, but I can't.
Yeah.
That's really weird. Fuck it, I'll put the wind on.
It's player only.
Yep. So here, well, then what I'll do is I'll play. You guys can enjoy the one that I intended for this.
It's so that the GM can think, in silence.
Exactly. We want to
quiet.
focus on the,
Yeah.
It's very
This
good
is
of
it's
Roll20
a
to do
feature,
that.
not a bug.
It's a feature.
Exactly.
It's a feature. You're paying for that.
This is
Madison.
Roll20's
You're
way
paying
of
for
saying,
it.
look, enough, Madison. Okay. You've done a Google search for some music. Good for you. All right. So then, what it also, the adventure tells me to do is to immediately spend threat to allow me to go first with them.
Uh-huh.
It also tells me to target the weakest among you. So we have 3 wolves immediately running in on the exhausted Travis McNear.
Oh, no.
LT is going to get 3. Monsieur Vernier is going to get 2. And
Okay.
Herr Doctor is going to get 2.
Okay.
So, let's see here. Now, you can choose to spend a reaction right to try and get out of the way, or is it defend? Where is it here? Hit. No, that's only hit the dirt. Yeah, that's nothing. Never mind.
Melee's opposed. Is that what you're maybe?
What's that?
Melee's opposed. Is that what we're? Is that what
Oh
you're
yeah,
thinking
probably
of,
that's what
maybe?
I'm thinking of here. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
so
Melee's always opposed.
we have a series of very hungry wolves coming in. Oh, we gotta make an attack. Yes, all right, so agility plus fighting. It's difficulty 1 against agility plus fighting. So, Mr. McNear, I am spending, let's see here, 3 threat to get myself a full dice pool. And...
If you spend 3 threat, I've learned that the player gets an experience point.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, as part of the, yeah, it's interesting.
So that is the incentive to play this adventure again, I suppose. Carrot. I've almost killed you, but, you know.
Yeah.
All right, actually, I don't have to spend 3. I have to spend 6 because I'm cheating. There you go. Okay. So you get an XP, and I get 1 dice for assisting from 2 dice for assisting for the extra wolves, and I do 2 extra damage with this. So, Mr. McNair, would you care to roll your... Do you want to give me any threat, or you make use of any momentum to resist this as these things come in?
Let's see.
He gives himself up to the mountain. Just call me Alpo.
3 of them. Gosh, don't really know how this is going to go. So I guess I am going to go a little more than I would.
So fighting and agility is what you're resisting with, and you have 3 fortune points right now.
I'm definitely. Let's see. I'm definitely going to give you 1, or I guess spend 1, I should say. But
Okay.
do I drain the momentum pool for another one?
Well, you're giving me. Sorry, you're giving me threat for.
No. Sorry, momentum pool. So
Okay.
there's 3 in there. So I'll spend at least 1, and I'm debating on whether I'm spending 3 for that fourth, for the other 2 for the 4th die.
Make your decision.
Gosh. All right, I'm spending them all.
There you go. So 4, and then do you want to spend a fortune point to make up that 5th dice?
That's to bridge too far. See, you
Okay.
did this before.
You only have you have 5 left until you start taking injuries, right? Because your stress is already at a 2, and your threshold's a 7 right now.
Yeah. We'll take a chances. We'll see what happens.
Okay. So go ahead and give us the 4. I'm rolling against a
Nice.
11.
4 successes. Oh wait, 5 successes.
5
Yeah.
successes. Okay.
My focus is 3. It's fighting. I have 3, so 5 successes.
What? No, hold on. But your focus has to specifically apply to. Does it apply to melee?
Fighting's used for everything.
Right, but you don't get your
Oh, I'm
benefit.
sorry. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
What focus do you have in fighting? It's like
No,
rifles,
no.
isn't it?
No. Yeah, no.
Okay, so that's 1,
Never
2,
mind.
3, 4 successes.
I got excited.
That's okay.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm rolling against a 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I have to drain 1 threat. Or 2 threat. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I beat you by 1. So
Okay.
I'm rolling damage here. 4, 5, 6. Let's throw another one. All right. What's your armor?
None.
Okay. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Plus. I've got no effect. 5 points of damage. So you tear. These things tear into you, and 5 means you're suffering an injury as well. So I think you're going to. That'll be your like calf.
Okay.
Okay. I'm also going to spend 1 threat to have one of them snare you. One of them has got your leg and is pulling you along and is going to reduce the difficulty of future melee attacks against you by 1.
Okay.
Okay? So your red bar is your stress, by the way. So you can just add 5 to that. You're maxed out right now. All right,
Did I already have 2? All right,
you already had 2, yeah, from
right?
that mental stress you got before.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. So then, Doctor.
I would like to defend if possible. And
Yes,
I'll give you
heck
one
yeah.
threat.
I have
the extra.
1 has 2 dice plus 1 assisting. I'll spend 1 threat to get an extra dice on this. What would you like to do?
I'll give you 1 threat to spend extra dice on this.
Okay. All right. I got 2 successes. Complication.
Oh, no.
I'm taking that as flat stress. I need more threat here. But that is 2 successes. So yeah, you cancel it. Now ties go to defenders or go to attackers?
I don't know.
They go to the active character, whoever's active. So whoever did the
Whoever's
attack.
active, got it. Okay, yeah. Then they unfortunately they were the active ones, so they succeed. Do you have any armor, Doctor?
I do not.
Okay, you take 3 points of damage. 3 stress. And then, Monsieur Vernier, what are you doing?
Well, I'm going to defend. However, before we even got here, I did the reading,
Yep.
which means once per scene I can use my academia instead of any other skill and
Heck yeah.
count as having focus for that skill test.
I
Nice.
believe it. Yep, I buy it.
I'm good. Great. So I want to get, but even on top of that, I'm going to give you 1 threat,
Okay,
so I can get 3 dice here,
got it.
and that
Okay.
gives me
I'll tell you what
a total.
I got 2 successes.
And so, it's academics, but should I add that to my agility?
Yeah, it would still be the same skill.
Hold on,
Now,
my sound dropped. Hold on 1 second. Sorry.
okay, yeah.
Come on.
Hello, Anna.
There we go. There we go. So it is agility plus academics.
Let's see here. You did the reading was the ability, right?
Yeah, you're gonna use your academia instead of any other skill, but then the
Oh, yes, you use the same skill. So it would be agility.
Agility then
Agility plus
yeah,
academia.
Okay, plus. Okay, great, perfect. That's the 12.
Okay.
So here we go.
3 dice.
I got 1 success.
Okay, so that unfortunately, I still.
I'm gonna spend a fortune point.
Okay, reroll.
So I'm gonna reroll those 2 of those dice, those 2 14s.
Okay, come on, you just need 1 more. Oh, 2 more. You need 2 more.
Yeah. I need 2 more. I know. So we're gonna hope that this works. So I got 2 successes.
Okay, so then
not
ties
enough.
go to them. All right, so then
Yeah.
I chomp on you. What's your armor, if any?
Zip. Yeah,
Zip.
nothing.
That is 5 points of damage. You likewise suffer that ankle is worse. Torn calf. You can write down as your thing. I'm going to spend 1 threat, and this thing is grabbed onto you as well too. Future attacks against you will be 1 easier. Now you guys all get to act. So who would like to go first? Let's have the injured parties go first here. So
Yeah, let them go first.
LT, what are you doing?
Let's see. So I'm getting dragged off.
Yeah, it's pulling you along. You're not quite to the ground right now, but it's snared onto you, so it's just harder for you to get away from the other wolves.
Is it possible for me to shoot at the wolf that has me?
Heck yeah. Yep.
Because I'm recalling that I think any action besides a melee attack and a melee attack while a foe is in reach, the difficulty goes up by 2.
Okay.
So that would make it
Unless
pretty
your
tough.
weapon has any close quarters.
Oh, that's true. Right, good call. Unless
Yeah.
I mean that's true. I could try to. Let's see. I could draw my pistol.
As
That's
a
true.
minor action, yeah.
Well put. Yeah. I guess I'll use my minor action to draw my handgun
Okay. And then,
fire around.
okay. You spend any fortune
right.
points?
I guess so. Let's see. I will spend a fortune point.
Nice. So you get one out of you before the session.
Yeah, seriously. So coordination plus, I guess, fighting, right?
Yep. And so if you got that, that counts as 2 successes and 1 dice. You still have 2 you're rolling right now. You want to give me any threat?
Definitely have to do something there. I will give you. I'll give you 3.
Nice.
So I'm rolling 4. Oh, rolling 3 dice, right? Because one of them already rolled a 1.
You're rolling 4 dice, and then you've also got one that's turned to a 1.
So I will tell you. You know what I think? I think is that that rule. I think it's different than Conan. That it actually changes a die already in the dice pool rather than giving you one. But
let's see the
take
phrasing
a look
on
at it if you want.
Yeah,
Because it actually doesn't say add a die. It says it sets one of your dice.
You're right. It says that here too.
Oh, yeah, set to a single. Okay.
So you don't get an extra. You just get one of your already existing dice, and your dice pool have already rolled a 1.
Got it. Okay, so then you're rolling a 3 dice, I guess, then. And
3
you've
dice,
already got
yeah.
2 successes out of this, so go ahead.
Yep. There we go.
So you got a success with 1 momentum already? Are you kidding me?
Oh my god.
You got 2 successes, but also I'm just going to take that all as threat because I need it for my puppies.
And I will say, I'm pretty sure I took 2 injuries because I maxed and I did 5.
No, but I didn't
So
exceed it,
those-
though. It's when I exceeded, isn't it?
Oh, it's exceeded. Okay, maybe you're right. Yeah. Maybe you're right. Yeah. Good call, good
So
call.
you
Okay.
got 2 momentum, and you've got damage to do on one of these wolves.
All right. Let me see here. Oh gosh, let's see. What is it? It's 4 dice. It's 4. The pistol does 4.
Yeah, and there's your momentum spends if you like, which you decide after you make your damage roll.
Okay.
Do you gain bonus dice for your insight, I think, on pistols?
Yes.
If you have high enough. I think it's 10, 10.
I don't think he has high insight. I don't
Insight
think
is 9.
9 should be +1, I think, actually.
Plus 1.
So is your pistol do?
Yeah, 9 is +1.
Yeah. So does your pistol? It normally does 4, doesn't it?
Normally it does 4 stress dice.
So +1 more. Then go ahead and roll 1 more d6. That's 3 damage so far. It's 4 damage so far. And you have 2 momentum you can spend.
Yeah. I will. Yeah, I'll spend them.
Okay, like 2 extra damage. Nice.
Just a 5 party.
5 damage.
Okay,
All right.
awesome.
But look at this. That is
6 damage, I think, right? No? Am I?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, 6. Forgive me. So, actually, look at this.
Nice.
What? Yipes! It is nearly
Get off
down.
me, you mangy dog!
No, F5 has suffered an injury. So you've blown it away. It's Trooper.
Awesome.
Okay,
Nice.
so that one
Right.
comes off your leg. Who wants to go next? I guess Etienne, you're the one who's been, or Doctor. Both of you have been injured.
I think the doctor will try and emulate the DLT's prowess and draw his own handgun and try and also take care of one of these wolves.
Go right ahead.
And I will give you 1 threat for a bonus.
Go.
And I think my note says a close quarters, so there should be no...
Take 2 more threat from that. So that is 1 success, which is all you need. That's a hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
66.
Nice. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points of damage.
Dang.
That doesn't have piercing on it, does it? As an effect?
No, I think if I spend a salvo, it has vicious.
Oh, okay.
Double check.
So then, that is unfortunately not quite enough to cause an injury, and not quite enough to take it down. But it's bad. You do definitely give it a second thought. You weren't grappled, so that's not an issue. Monsieur Vernier.
I'm going to cast a spell
Okay.
on the one that's trying to drag me away.
Okay.
Pilum of Flame.
Yep.
So I'm going to target this single enemy with a bolt of fire.
Yep.
It's a difficulty 3, so I'm going to give you 3 threats so I can have 4 dice.
Okay.
And my difficulty is 14, so let's see. 4 success. 5 successes.
Wow.
Nice.
That's great. So
it's 8 So, okay, a few things. I'll come back to my cost secondly, but in terms of damage, it's 8 damage.
Yep.
Piercing 3.
Okay. So
how bad does he look? Because I might spend.
Well, you got to roll damage here, so it's.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
And you got your how much? 4 momentum.
I have correct 4 momentum.
What's the threshold for it? For casting the spell.
It's my threshold was 14.
Oh, sorry, the difficulty of the spell.
3.
Okay, so actually you have 1 momentum.
So I have 1. Yeah, 1 momentum.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll damage.
So damage. It says it inflicts 8 damage.
Yeah, so it's 8 stress.
It's just 8.
8d6. Yeah.
8. Yeah. Oh, it's 8d6.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. 8 stress.
That makes. Okay, I thought it was just 8 straight.
No.
Okay.
Oh,
There we
so
go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage. And it's piercing 3.
And it's piercing 3.
You scour through one of them and then do 2 points of damage to the other. You have 1 momentum. What would you like to do with that?
I'm going to apply that to some bonus damage.
Okay.
So I'll roll another d6.
I think it's actually 2 momentum. So you rolled a 1.
Oh, I have 1. Bonus damage 1.
5. Oh, yeah, you got 2 momentum. 2 momentum.
I have 2 left. Yeah, I'm going to spend. I guess I'll spend both of them. And then yeah.
Okay.
To do an extra 2d6. Thank you.
So
So
1 point.
1 point at least.
Okay. Here you go.
Now I suffer
Yes.
cost here.
You
So
drain.
yeah, I have 5 drain.
So let's roll damage 5d6 and then subtract your courage from that. Is it piercing or not?
And then it's piercing 1.
Okay. So each effect will reduce
So
your.
my. Yeah.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 damage
5.
with 3 damage. So that doesn't get through your courage.
Oh, you're right. 3. It doesn't. No, it does not. Okay, great.
So what does this
Yep,
look
that's
like
right.
as you unleash flame and tear up one of these things?
So I'm like flailing, like trying to like grab the snow so it doesn't drag me off, and then suddenly I kind of come to my senses and like point my finger at the thing, and the fire just flying out and hits one and obliterates it, and like just it incinerates it and continues forward into the next one and lights that one on fire.
Beautiful.
It has a drain as well, George.
Oh,
My
yeah,
the
that's what-
cost is drained.
Yeah, that's what we rolled.
That's what you
Okay,
roll.
one fatigue per effect. Is that the?
On me, yeah.
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 Drain is one fatigue per effect. Yeah.
Yeah, so I got 1.
Nice. That's a good roll for that then.
From the 5, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So
Oh, by
I
the
will
way,
adjust
Kevin,
that.
it's reaching your stress. So I'm pretty sure I took 2. It's reaching your stress.
Oh,
maximum.
is it reaching? I thought it was exceeding.
No, it's reaching. Yeah.
Okay, then you've got 2 wounds on you. That is, we'll say it is a busted knee.
Okay.
It also caused you to twist on that 5 or more stress, or you reach. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, you're in trouble. Okay. Then it is, let's see here. So Al or Bob, who would like to go?
Go ahead, Al.
Yeah, I was looking at the lieutenant getting pretty badly mauled.
Yep.
The one that was pulling him, though, he's managed to shoot.
Yes.
So is there a little bit of distance between him and the other 2 that I could throw a grenade behind them?
Yes, I think so. Sure.
So that's
I like it. Getting the grenades involved.
That's what I'm going to attempt.
Okay, so it'd be a minor action to draw the grenade, and then it's a, what is it? Agility and athletics, or coordination and athletics. Let's see.
I guess it don't count as explosives, does it? I assume that means more.
Yeah, you know, I never found it like what
demolition.
characteristic they wanted you to use. The skill is obvious because they say throwing, so athletics throwing, but I never was able to find. I don't think they say what attribute they have in mind.
Oh,
whether it's
okay. So
brawn
then
or coordination.
yeah. So let's say coordination. Same thing you would use for any other range attacks.
Yeah.
So coordination and athletics. Base difficulty of 1.
Like I say, it's not explosives, is it? They don't class it as.
No. It wouldn't count as
No.
That's for like setting explosives. Like
Yeah, that's
you know.
what I thought. Yeah, demolition stuff. And
Okay.
I'm gonna give you 1 threat because I don't really want this to go wrong.
Okay.
So it's coordination athletics.
Here we go.
3 dice.
Nice. So 2. You got 1 momentum out of that, and then the grenades.
It says it's 6 stress area vicious.
Yes. So. Oh boy.
It does also say inaccurate.
Yeah. Inaccurate means you cannot benefit from the aim minor action. Can't aim your grenade. Area
Okay.
hits 1 additional
That's not
target
quite
within close range, so hit both of those wolves. For each effect rolled. So then that's the area. Go ahead and then vicious. I think is extra. Each effect does an extra damage, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So go ahead and give us a roll of. I think it's 6d6 then, please.
6 stresses, yeah.
Yeah, and so the way we read these dice is a 1 counts as a 1, 2 counts as a 2, 3 and 4 counts as 0, 5 and 6 counts as 1 plus an effect. So in this case, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 damage. And you have, that's 4 damage to each of them, and you have 1 momentum you could spend. You could say roll an extra dice if you like, d6.
Yeah, I'll roll 1 more dice.
Okay.
Let's see if I can do extra damage.
There's a 6,
Oh.
nice. So that's 6 damage.
Damn.
Nice.
Those 2 wolves are blown to bits. Then, Sergeant.
I'm gonna shoot at this one here.
Okay.
So, yeah, we don't have any momentum, do we? No.
Do
Momentum.
not know. You want to give me some threat?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll do that. So do we 3 dice, and then I'm using my Enfield.
Okay. So I think that's probably medium range. From
Yeah,
you
it's
then?
medium.
Yeah. So that'll be a 1.
Okay, and then so it's a coordination and fighting, right?
And fighting. Yeah.
Okay.
And you have I think you got to focus on rifles,
Oh
don't
yeah,
you?
yeah. Yes, I have I can take an aim as a minor action. And then my first bonus d20 is free actually.
Nice.
So I'll roll. So I'll still give you a threat. So I'll roll 4
Okay.
dice, right? And then
Here we
so
go.
aim and take a shot, and coordination and fighting. That's a lot. Okay, let's see what happens. 4
1,
successes.
2, 3 success. 4 successes. Yeah, it's a 7 out of 17. So 4 successes. You got 3 momentum right now. Go ahead and roll damage.
And the damage is 6. Wow. Okay.
Okay.
So that's 66, right?
Yep. And
Oh.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Nice.
5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 so far. So 2 of them are down. Do you wish to spend extra? I think what is it? 2 to do an extra target.
Yes.
Yeah, 2 for. I'll spend 2 for the extra charge.
Go ahead and roll damage.
Oh dang! I roll that again. Huh.
Yeah.
I roll 66 again.
A 66 again. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
All right.
shooting.
So you blast them down. You guys have a moment to catch your breath. And there's a couple of things you notice. For one, first thing you notice is we're out of time. Second
Yeah.
thing you notice is that LT McNear is quite badly hurt right now. He's got he's really favoring his left leg. His right leg looks really messed up. Looks like Etienne or Monsieur Vernier may have some injuries as well. Second thing you notice, or next thing you notice, is you are at the split off point that Bear talked about. When the wind kind of clears for a moment, there is a sweeping cliff up above you. You also can see that these wolves, now that they're down, are absolute skin and bones.
Mm-hmm.
These things must have been starving. Bless you.
Excuse me. Poor wolves. All right.
You also find that everyone gets a fortune point for reaching it to the 5th checkpoint.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And with that, I believe Act 0.5 of the adventure. It's really this
no.
even for me. This is a very slow progress through this adventure, but
Still fun.
well, I am glad you guys enjoyed. Now let me just grab all of our stuff
It's okay.
here.
I mean, it's a lot of procedural. It's pretty cool to.
Yeah.
I honestly,
that stuff.
and I think that the fun, you either enjoy the mechanics of this game or you find them tedious. And if you enjoy them, there's a lot of fun stuff to see because I think it does a really great job of giving a mechanical impact to the narrative that you're talking about and having a fun way to make the game interact with that stuff. Or you just want to shoot stuff faster, so, which is perfectly fine. Like it's different ways of doing different things. First thing I will say is a huge thank you to our stalwart players here. So, George, David, Darren, Sean, and Carl, thank you so much for joining me for Act 0.5 of Operation Snowstorm. For those listening at home, thank you so much for joining us for the first half of the first act of Operation Snowstorm. As is always the case, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding this session, this game, or this adventure, please don't hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section below, and I will endeavor to respond in a timely fashion. In addition, there is a link down below to the Dungeon Musings Discord server where we have channels dedicated to this game, this campaign. Well, actually, we have a channel dedicated to Lovecraftian games, to every other game we run on the channel, as well as a bunch of other terrific channels, including Finding a Group or information about conventions or just pictures of our pets. Lots of great people over there, lots of great opportunities too. Although I'm not sure, Sean, I'm not sure we've seen a picture of your part-time dog yet. So.
There, buddy. There he is.
Oh, look at that little face. What a good boy.
This is Sparky.
Hi, Sparky.
Nice.
So you're more than welcome to join us over there. In addition, there's a link down below to our friends at Noble Knight Games, the preeminent retailer of hard-to-find and out-of-print RPGs in North America. Not only do they have a terrific selection of new RPGs, board games, or card games, they also have a wonderful selection of hard-to-find and out-of-print RPGs. And if they don't have the thing you're looking for in stock, more often than not, you can put it on a want list, and they will send you an email when it comes in stock. If you make any purchase through Noble Knight, be sure to at checkout, enter the code MUSINGS, and you will save yourself 10% on your purchase. I have used Noble Knight Games to fill a number of different holes in collections, most recently in some hard-to-find Battletech stuff. Prices there are about comparable to what you'd find online, or if it's not a really popular thing that you're looking for, you can often find them for a very reasonable price. I've filled a couple of holes in a couple of collections for very small, because no one else wants to play those games, for very small amounts. In addition, there's also a link down below to the Heroes Save Villages campaign, which is our charity fundraising campaign on the channel. It benefits the SOS Children's Villages International Charity, really terrific organization active in over 130 countries, benefiting over 80,000 orphan and abandoned children, including ongoing relief efforts in Ukraine and the surrounding countries. All donations that go through that link go directly to SOS Children's Villages International. None of it goes to the channel or any other middleman. It just goes to help out the kids who benefit from their services. And as a small way of saying thank you, the first thing we'll do is in December we'll be having our next charity raffle. And if you want to see what was given away at the last raffle, you can see on the Dungeon Musing Discord server's Charity Initiatives channel a full list of all the games we gave away, or all the games and other cool stuff we gave away last time. For every $25 Canadian that you donate through that link, you will get one chance to win the grand prize or one of the other great prizes in that next raffle. In addition, at the end of November, if you are a fan of the 2d20 game, we will be returning, or 2d20 games in general, we'll be returning to a channel favorite, the Modiphius Entertainment's Conan Adventures in an Age Undreamed Of, for a special one-shot, which I'll probably design a little differently than this. I mean, when you're designing a one-shot, it's different than a proper full adventure. So that is not a fair side swipe at this game. This is a terrific adventure. But we'll be playing that. And speaking of terrific adventures, when we do play that, we will be having donors who have donated since June 15, 2022. They will be voting on what the structure of that adventure is going to be, what kind of thing it's going to be. Are we going to base it on the comics? Are we going to base it on the films, on the books, on the video games? Is it going to be the thief, the barbarian, the adventurer, whatever? But week to week, we'll have throughout November, we'll have donors vote, and then they will help shape the actual game, and we'll then run that session. So in addition to winning some cool gaming stuff and helping to shape stuff on the channel, you also get to help out some kids who really could use some help. The last thing I will say is, once again, a huge thank you to our stalwart players. We didn't style this as a charity game. This was just a pickup because I really wanted to play this game again. So George, David, Darren, Sean, and Carl, thank you so much for making time to play this game with me again. I had a ton of fun prepping this and running this, so thanks, guys.
That's great. Yeah.
Good times.
That's great. Thank you.
All right. So then, for those listening at home, we hope that we gave you a few hours to take your mind off of the troubles of our world and think about the troubles that our heroes fighting in the secret war have encountered on Hubris Peak. And until we see you again, stay safe, stay healthy, stay warm, and happy gaming.